Why would I throw in the towel? I just got in my bag. I don't make no mistakes. I'm coming for mine, and there ain't no one taking my place. Listen, I've taken some L's. Yeah, that means I lived and I learned. Now I got some money to burn. Why would I throw in the towel? I just got in my bag. I don't make no mistakes. I'm coming for mine, and there ain't no one taking my place. Listen, I've taken some L's. That means I lived and I learned. Now I got some money to burn. Why would I throw in the towel? I just got in my bag. Slow the stars, what they calling now? I don't know what they talking about.
All right. We back, man. Giants conversations. Time to get into the Giants. Hope y'all like the new intro. You know, trying to improve the content over here. You know what I mean? But how y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing, man? How's things going, man? Did y'all appreciate that? Did y'all like that game last night, man? Giants and Jets, man. What y'all thought about that, man? We're gonna get into it though, but real quick, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate everybody's support. Trying to get the numbers up, trying to grow the channel, so I can bring you more better content, better intros, better graphics. So help your boy out. Like, share the video, and you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk Giants, man. I got an action-packed show for y'all today. We're going to get into the Isaiah Simmons trade. Isaiah Simmons traded for a 7th-round pick, which I thought was a steal. He played in the game last night, had a little bit of flash. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into 53-man roster projections. I know cuts will be coming in here in the next couple days. Tuesday is the deadline. So we're going to get into that. Who's making the roster, who's not making the roster. There were some injuries last night in that game. So that's going to affect who's going to make the roster and not. And we want to get into a little bit of stat predictions. Was not able to make a video predicting stats. So I'm going to try to get into that today, with a couple players, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, how they're going to do this year. So, like I said, action-packed show, man. But as I always like to do, check in with my chat. Tom A, what's good, man? Much love to the panel. All Giants, Maximus Jones will hoist up the trophy screaming, "Are y'all not entertained?" That's right, man. We do want to see that happen, but we got a long way to go, man. But let's get into it. Let's see what we got here. All right. 32-24. Giants dropping the preseason finale to the Jets. That's neither here nor there. Nobody cares about the score. Nobody cares about, because these games don't count, obviously. But there was a few takeaways, I would say, in this game. Mainly the fact that there was a few injuries to some of the back end of the roster players. None of the starters played as we pretty much predicted. What's good, Mac? What's good, man? What up, man? What's good with you, man? Appreciate you joining the show, man. But there is some takeaways, man. I did rewatch the game, like I said, as I always do. And I'm just going to get into some what my takeaways were for this game. Max says James Robinson has been released. Yeah, he did not make my 53-man roster. So we're going to keep up with the cuts. Let me pull something up so I could keep up with it. Here we go. Okay. So far we got Darian Evans, not a surprise. Jaden Mickens, not a surprise. Julian Davenport, not a surprise. Kevin Atkins, not a surprise. Braden Bryant, not a surprise. And Donovan Jeter, not a surprise. So far, that's what we got. But Jalen Hyatt played in that game. And let me tell y'all something, man. Unpopular opinion alert. This kid's gonna be a star. This kid, Jalen Hyatt, is going to be a star. Shout out to Big Pat Sports Talk, man. Please go subscribe to Big Pat, man. Go check out his video breakdown of the play where Jalen Hyatt beat Sauce. He actually beat Sauce Gardner twice in the game. And one of them actually looked kind of like a PI. It looked like Sauce grabbed him a little bit because he can't keep up with Jalen Hyatt. He can't keep up with Jalen Hyatt. And once he learns the receiver position, like the technical part of it, you know, and I think Shepard, Sterling Shepard, you've seen him helping Jalen Hyatt with that. This kid's going to be a star. He's going to be a star. He is, in my opinion, going to be wide receiver 1. I say by the middle of this season. You know, I know Big Pat said probably next season, but I think this kid is catching on quickly. He's learning. He's picking things up pretty quick, man. And look, Jalen Hyatt is going to be a star for the New York Giants. You know, I'm not saying he's OBJ or anything like that, and he doesn't need to be. He's going to be Jalen Hyatt. But I think he can give you that type of production once he gets acclimated to the NFL game and the technical part of route running and the receiver position. This kid's going to be a star. When you can beat one of the best corners in the NFL, if not the best corner in the NFL, some people say, you in a preseason game. Now the Jets had their starters out there, you know. So when we get into this game, you know, just know the Giants were basically playing their backups. Jalen Hyatt and them had Tyrod Taylor throwing him the football. Tyrod Taylor, man, I mean, at this point, I know they got to keep Tyrod Taylor on the roster, but, I mean, he's not good, just to be light with it. Tyrod Taylor's not good. If Daniel Jones was out there, I think that might be a touchdown. And like I said, go check out Pat's breakdown video of the play. It was excellent analysis. Shout out to my brother, Big Pat. But Jalen Hyatt, man, I've been saying this too. You know, I've been on record saying this, man. Go watch my videos. Jalen Hyatt is going to be our number 1 receiver. You know, not the number 1 target. That's Darren Waller, as long as he's here. But as far as the receiver position, it's going to be Jalen Hyatt. Not starting out right away, not against the Cowboys. He's going to have some snaps. He's going to have some plays. But Jalen Hyatt is going to be the number 1 receiver for the Giants, man. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what this kid can do. You know, there was comparisons to Deshaun Jackson that could rival that type of receiver, that type of production from Jalen Hyatt. But when you can beat Sauce Gardner in a game twice, just with sheer speed, gave him a little what they call a little you know what I'm saying? Gave him one of them and he was gone. You know, Tyrod did not throw a nice pass on that play, so it was incomplete. But the other takeaways, Matt Pert and Cunningham, these guys are bad. These guys are not good, man, and I'm afraid for our tackle depth. And when I do the projections, yeah, it's not looking good right now on the offensive line behind the starting 5. So, and that was evident in that game last night. And when you got Tyrod Taylor out there, he doesn't help your O-line at all. Either he holds the football too long, in my opinion. And Tommy DeVito looked better, in the game than Tyrod Taylor, man. But the O-line struggled, obviously. I thought Ben Bredesen looked okay in a reserve spot at the center position. I thought Shane Lemieux, I thought he looked pretty good last night at guard. But outside of that, it was a shit show. Excuse my language, but that backup O-line is terrible. And so the Giants are going to be hitting the waiver wire, I feel like, here come next week, man, to try to get some depth on the O-line, man. But Sterling Shepard, they had Sterling Shepard out there returning punts. That's interesting. So I'm thinking that's one of the things that they told Shep, like, hey, you got to give us something on special teams, because you're not going to be, in a heavy receiver rotation. He might be the fourth or fifth option. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really want to, I hate to say that about Shep, man, but at this point, he might be the fourth or fifth option. You got Slayton, you got Hodgins, you have Paris Campbell, you have Waller, Saquon, obviously, Hyatt. So Shep might be, on the depth chart, man. And back end of the roster guys, especially wide receivers, they have to give you something on special teams. So I think that's why even Dable said it. He said he just wanted to get him out there, have him, catch a punt in a live game situation, with the lights and everything going on, man, to see how he handled it, man. I thought he caught the ball, so he didn't fumble. So then that was a good thing, man. But honestly, Shep and his injury history and everything going on, I would be stunned if they put him out there on punt returns. But I guess they want to see if he can do it in case of emergency. Other takeaways, Isaiah Simmons. That's right. Isaiah Simmons got in the game. He had should have been sack of Aaron Rodgers, but he whiffed. Rodgers got away, man. But Simmons is another one that's by midseason. I think he's gonna be cooking, man. And Wink's got something special for Isaiah Simmons, man. I'm excited to see what they got cooking up, man. Because look, when you have a guy that can play, and it's gonna factor into the roster projections. Obviously, that's why I'm glad I kind of waited to do the 53-man roster, because Isaiah Simmons is definitely going to affect some of these numbers, man, because he can play edge, he can play safety, he can play corner. I don't think they're going to use him in that way. I think they're going to use him like a box type safety / linebacker, something which you've seen from like Landon Collins last season. So I think that's how they're going to use Isaiah Simmons. But like I said, got in the game for a couple snaps, had a almost would-be sack of Aaron Rodgers, and Giants, like I said, they had their backups out there, man, but they competed. They stopped Rodgers and company on the first drive, and then they eventually got into the end zone on a nice pass from Rodgers to Garrett Wilson. I think Jamon Green had the coverage, which was decent coverage. It was just a good pass by Rodgers. But I'm going to get into the Jets side of it. Tuesday, heart of the city. Be there, you know what I'm saying, 8:30 p.m. But, yeah, Tommy, Purse got to go. He's got to go. He's got to go. I got him off the 53-man roster. This dude, he ain't got it. Now, he shows some plays here and there, but the consistency's not there. I think now this is the third or fourth year in the league. You just ain't getting it, man. You just ain't getting it, man. I think the Giants need to move on, hit the waiver wire, and try to find somebody that can play tackle at a respectable level. We still got Tyree Phillips, though, so but he ain't a world beater, Pauls himself. But let's see what we got here. Send up. Okay, you want to come on? Pause. But yeah, you could. I throw the link in the chat for you, for Tommy. All right. But check it out, man. Who shine? Darian Beavers. Thought Darian Beavers had some some nice plays out there. Carter Coughlin looked pretty good. And inside, he was all over the place. And I think he does make the 53-man roster. Like I said, I mentioned Bredesen, I mentioned Shane Lemieux, Tamon Fox, thought he looked pretty good. Tommy DeVito looked pretty good. Eric Gray looked pretty good. So these are guys that helped themselves as far as making the 53-man roster. Who hurt themselves? Shane Zimenez, obviously, just not a good performance, man. You know, you expect to make the roster, you should be, showing out against the Jets backups, and he did not do a good job. Zion Gilbert, he looked awful out there. Matt Pert, obviously. Omari Oraraway, not a good showing by him. Davenport, Cunningham, and like I said, the whole backup offensive line, not a good performance at all. But that being said, we're moving on to the regular season. The preseason is over. Now we're going to dive into, the regular season and try to focus on the Dallas Cowboys. Them Dallas Cowboys, we know how it is. Don't like them at all. But and Mac and you guys, if y'all want to hit the link, y'all can come and join the show. But what's good with y'all, man? What's good? Deception, what's good? Morning, gentlemen, man. Morning to you too, man. And I appreciate you, man, joining the show. E, what's good, man? Love is love, man. Appreciate you, boy. Bro, what's up with me, man? What's up? Hey, holla at me, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Pat, what up? What it do, bro?
What's going on, man?
Shit, man. Maintaining, man. Diving into the game, man. Like I said, I shouted you out earlier. Great breakdown. Jalen Hyatt on that Jalen Hyatt play, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, we got one, bro. We got a wide receiver one. E, you can join. Hit the link. There he is. What's good, bro?
Yo.
E, what it do, bro? What's up?
What's going on, man? Yo, first and foremost, man, let me just let it be known. Jesus is Lord. I thank you, family, for having this on this day. I thank the fact that we all here. I promised you I was going to make sure I made it happen. I want to say blessings to everything that you do and everything that you got going on. Shout outs to Unpopular Opinion. I'm a subscriber. I also get others to like and subscribe because content creating is not as easy as it looks. It's just some of us is smooth with it. That meaning is you, brother. I'm here today. Let's talk ball. Big Pat, I see you, baby.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
It's good. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, bro. Love is love.
You got on Twitter to where they say if you support yourself, you're lame.
Right.
What's good, Tommy? What's good, man? What's cracking, man?
Man, much love to everybody, man. Much love to the Giants.
Tommy, what's good, bro?
Health
what's
and wealth.
Good, man?
Big Pat, health and wealth, man. Health and wealth.
Tommy, what's up, brother? Peace and blessings, man.
Always, man.
Yeah.
Look, we got a lot of hate like usual. Jones is the worst. The Giants don't need to succeed. They got to give excuses for the Cowgirls, give excuses for Dak and everybody else. And look, Jones ain't never had no receivers. He ain't never had no line. He ain't never had no coaches.
What's good, boy?
We about to see what Jones is about to do. And once Jones does his easy, it's going to be easy. It's going to be some type of Tom Brady-esque easy. It's going to be that type of thing. It's going to be simple play calling. It's going to be easy targets. It's going to be dimes down the field. And once we do all that, it's 28 a quarter, easy. It's going to be 28 after each quarter, a touchdown a quarter, 28 at the end of the game, 35 a game. Our defense is definitely going to be able to stop Mahomes. It's going to be able to stop Burrow. It's going to stop everybody. Watch. Our defense, that's the one that's really going to take us everywhere. Like Dex, he's the key. Bobby O, man, you see what he's doing with Simmons. We're going to add Simmons to that. And we got
let's talk about Simmons real quick. Because he got in the game. He got in the game last Yeah, he got in the game last night. Like I said, had a almost should have been sack of Aaron Rodgers, man. But I'm gonna kick it over to Pat real quick, and then we're gonna go to you, E.
All right, cool.
What did you expect out of Simmons this season, Pat? How do you think Wink's gonna be able to use Simmons, man? You know, he's a versatile weapon, obviously on defense, an athletic freak.
Well, they say great minds think alike. Me and E was just talking about this morning, in YG. I truly believe that they're going to use Isaiah Simmons as a blitz person, obviously. But I truly believe that by mid-season, he will supplant McFadden in the inside linebacker, number 2. And I think we're going to use him in the slot, pause, to guard tight ends. As you know, this team has been killed by tight ends for like the past, you could say decade if you want to. But when we could put him on people like Logan Thomas, Shoemaker, and the guy from Dallas, and Dallas Goedert from the Eagles, if he locks up Dallas Goedert and we have somebody in the slot named Adoree Jackson that can guard those 3rd and 10s and 3rd and 9s and 3rd and 11s, you're going to put the pressure on boys this year. Like, when you look at the way this defense is being built, it's nothing but tall, athletic monsters down the line. The only person that's not tall and super athletic is Adoree Jackson, and he handles his own with the best of them. So let's say if they put Brandon Cooks in the slot, okay, Adoree Jackson, get him. Because CeeDee Lamb is not a monster on the outside like he is in the slot. And if you do put him in the slot, okay, Banks, you get him this time. Or he wants to go to the right side, okay, Trey, you get him. 6'3" on 6'1", athletic as shit. I'm with it, man. And then if you really want to get funky, if they really want to try to put 2 of them in the slot, okay, Isaiah Simmons, you guard freaking CeeDee Lamb, and Adoree Jackson, you get Brandon Cooks. I'm not scared of Michael Gallup and any other receiver they got on the outside for Deontay Banks or Trey Hawkins, so I'm good. Long as Ojulari and Thibodeau stay healthy, I think we have a hell of a season pressuring the quarterback this year. But go ahead, E.
As always, eloquently said, Pat. Now, one of the things that me and Pat was talking about is when we break down film and we break down a player, people may not understand the concepts. So if you teach something, that means that you take something complicated and you break it down to its simplest form. So we talked about his strengths. Uber athlete, RAS score off the chain, 4.3 speed at 6'4", 6'3 and a half, 235, 240 pounds. Can get sideline to sideline anytime, can get north and south at any time. Instincts, eyes, all the things that you need in an athletic linebacker to make plays. Can stop the run, can guard tight ends down the field. Where his biggest problem was, which is numero uno, is coaching. Coaching helps you stop your over pursuit. Coaching helps you as a linebacker know how to play the keys on the piano, meaning as when the line in front of you is moving and how to read an A and B gap. Coaching puts you in the right situation to help out your line and also spy on the quarterback or stop the running back in the backfield or between hitting gaps. So he just got the one major piece that he was missing. Sounds familiar, like one major piece on offense, right? 4 years, no coaching. 5th year, look what happens. Contractual situation, and he's playing in a contract year. Let's not forget that about Isaiah Simmons. And we all know what happens when guys are playing in contractual years, especially in the biggest major media market in the world. His problem was coaching. He's not a perfect football player, nobody is, but he has all the tools that we need to win games, to help this defense, but most of all, stick out when we need him the most. Pause. And I guarantee you, Wink Martindale, being the blitzologist and the guy that he is, will use him in a hybrid linebacker situation. The first thing that comes to my mind is the way the Cardinals used to use Deion Buchanan.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you. And to your point, E and Pat, they wasn't using him right in Arizona. They was asking him to do too much. You have to have a specific role, I think, for a guy like Isaiah Simmons. And Wink will have that role carved out perfectly for him. You know what I'm saying? And also think about some of the other players that left the Cardinals and actually went on, like Hassan Reddick. That's another one that when he got out of Arizona, he started tearing it up. You know what I'm saying? So something about Arizona, I guess that's holding talent back. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. But I am excited about Simmons. Most definitely, man. But getting back to the game real quick, man. What we gonna do on this offensive line, man? Because the backups, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about the backup offensive line, man, because you got Pert, you got Cunningham, you got all these dudes, man, that shouldn't be on NFL rosters. Tyree Phillips is hurt. You know, I'm kind of okay with Bredesen. But what are y'all thoughts on the O line, man? And if I think they're gonna be in the waiver wire for sure to try to get some depth behind the starting five.
I mean, yeah, it's an area of concern, but you guys got well, not saying you particularly NYG, but people got to know that you can't have everything. You know, they've built this roster, the main part of the roster, to be pretty doggone good. We got to hope for non-injuries. Knock on wood. Hopefully, we have non-injuries, because we don't have any injuries. We're pretty good on the O line. It's just like if we get 2 or 3 injuries, if Neil goes down, or if Neil and Azudu goes down, or Neil and Bredesen goes down, that's when it start to look real hectic. Do we need to get better on the backup offensive line? For sure. Not saying you don't have to worry about it, because it is an area of concern, but most of those guys are like third stringers. So you're not expecting your third stringers to be out there world beaters, but you do expect them to be a little bit better than what they're portraying out there on the field. So if we could get a couple of waiver wire people, maybe, to replace those guys, I don't see us going out there trading for anybody. I'm still wondering why Dalton Reisner has still not been signed. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know what's going on, but that dude, he's a Pro Bowl caliber lineman. I don't understand why he's not signed. It's kind of weird, but I don't know. It is an area of concern, and he'll figure it out. Joe Shane has figured everything else out for us so far, so I believe in him.
Yeah, man. It's an area of concern, man. But let's go ahead and get into some of these roster projections. We already have some cuts. Noticeably, James Robinson. Thank you, Matt, for putting that in the chat. Also, Darren Evans, Jaden Mickens, Julian Davenport, Kevin Atkins, Braden Bryant, and Donovan Jeter. So far on the cut list, man. But I'm gonna get into that. I see y'all in the chat, man. Bookends, what's good? What's good, Bookends? Appreciate you joining the show. Boris says McKeithen played well last night. And I got McKeithen on the roster, man. But let's get into it. So I'm gonna go through each position, and
before you do that, and why I didn't want to interrupt.
Go ahead. Nah, this is show, man. Talk.
Nah, brother. We formatted though, you know what I mean, and we live, so I got to keep it smooth. People might ask, "Who your cool brother over there?" So I got to answer them. You know what I mean?
Right,
so just really quick though, I wanted to talk about what we saw last night briefly. When we saw those third stringers, right? We saw exactly what the coaches wanted to see. Who will fight out of what I call the battle of the bums? So last night, out of the battle of the bums, you got to see who asserted themselves out of that lesser group, right? It's like a beautiful woman when she walks into a office and all her male coworkers is ugly men, but she's single. She gonna choose the guy that's not the ugliest out of all of them, but it's still a lack of options. So that's what's going on with it.
Yeah.
So somebody
It is.
going to win because of a lack of options. And McKeithen definitely stood out. I think everybody else should sit next to each other on a small plane, on a small runway, on a short trip.
Yeah.
I thought Bredesen looked okay at center. I was paying attention to the O-line. So I do have some notes. I thought Lemieux, I thought he held his own for the most part. And McKeithen, but yeah, I'm with y'all. Outside of that, I don't
Battle of the bums. Right.
Yeah. Got no trust.
Wyatt Davis on the
these
ground.
backups.
Wyatt Davis on the ground. I thought he broke his ankle. It turns out to be a high ankle sprain. But besides the top five, Andrew Thomas, Ben Bredesen, Schmitz, Glowinski, and Neal, because that's going to be your starting lineup. You're going to have Azudu, McKeithen as backups.
McKeithen
probably.
and Zudu.
Yeah, McKeithen and Azudu as backups. Tyree Phillips. And maybe a surprise like that Howell guy as the backup center. Maybe.
I don't know. This is who I got. My projections on the screen. I got Thomas, Bredesen, JMS, John Michael Smith, Glowinski, Neal, Azudu, Tyree Phillips, Marcus McKeithen, and Shane Lemieux. Now, this is going to be fluid, you know what I'm saying? Because I do think they're going to be searching, high and low to try to find some better talent. So you could see a guy like Phillips or even Lemieux cut. I think they want to keep McKeithen around because that is their draft pick. And I think, they don't want to expose him to waivers and have somebody possibly, pick him up, man, because he has talent. You know what I'm saying? He just was hurt last year and he needs a year or two to be developed, man. But this is who I got on the O-line. You guys want to comment on that? We're going to go through each position. We just talking about the O-line, so we might as well just start with the O-line. But what are your thoughts, Pat?
I got everybody on there. I got everybody, the same people except for Lemieux. I'm probably putting like somebody like Howe or somebody that they felt showed up during the preseason or waiver wire guy may replace Lemieux if they find that he's better. But you pretty much right on with me.
It's tough to argue with that lineup right there because that's what we actually saw. And Lemieux has been in the system and the system that Bobby O's running. So I could see why you added Lemieux to that situation. Seeing him on the field and watching him pass away, not physically, but in the offensive lineman sense of things, is tough. Now, you mentioned Dalton Risner, right? What is his asking price? What is he saying when it comes to the bread?
I don't know. That's something I have to look up because there's no reason why this dude shouldn't be signed. Like, he's a good player. So it may be a money issue. Maybe nobody's willing to fork up the money that he's asking for, and they're asking him to come in on like a basically prove it type deal, and he's looking for a deal. So I don't know, but Dalton Risner is definitely better than everybody on that list behind Neal. He's better than Azudu. He's better than Phillips, McKeithen, and Lemieux. Bredesen too. If I'm being real,
and that's why I had to bring that back, Pat. Because of the fact that I need to know why this man is still unsigned hype running around doing nothing right now. I don't understand that. So we'll find out because we always find out. So we'll find out what that's about. But I can't argue with your lineup. I can't argue with your lineup.
What about you, Tommy? What you think, man? What's your thoughts on the O-line projection?
Well, think about it. With us winning games with that sorry O-line and with that no receiving core, backup practice squad receivers, and a hurt defense, think about it, man. We way ahead of schedule. We are way ahead of schedule. The O-line is completely different. Our depth on defense is way better than last year. Our receiving core, I would give it shoot, it's 60-70% better than last year. So with that alone, man, we definitely about to upset some teams.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that, bro. Shout outs to the chat real quick. Tudo, what's good, man? Massive salutes, respect to NYG22, Big Pat, Bookings, Tommy, Matt, Bori, and all diehard Giants fans in the building. And F all legal losers, please. My man, bruh. What's good with you, man? Bookends, what's good? What's good? What's good, Coach Dante? What up, man? Appreciate you joining in. Wells, what's good, man? Big Blue Crew, what up, fellas? What's up, man? What's good with you, Wells? What's good with you, Koof, man? Appreciate y'all coming through, man, joining the show. Heavyweight champ, what it do? Woo! G-Man gonna shock the NFL. Watch the sack riding pause by the cornball media. Big Blue Crew, NYG have been on point. Subscribe, and you could do well with the ladies like I do. Tell them, chosen. Woo! Oh man, heavyweight champ, man. Appreciate y'all joining in, man. But let's get into it, man. So we did the O-line. Quarterback, not much to see here. Got QB, Tyrod, Daniel Jones, and Tyrod Taylor. I think they try to get Tommy DeVito to the practice squad. He looked pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But he still needs developing. I'm not getting all excited about, an undrafted free agent, man. But real quick, man, any thoughts on the QB?
I don't know. I have to read that up, but don't they have an exception for the third quarterback that he doesn't take a roster spot? If so, DeVito's on there too.
But that's what I've been hearing. But
they get to keep him.
Yeah, like you could keep a third quarterback game day. It doesn't
QB without really having him on the roster.
No, it's like you could keep a third QB and he doesn't take up one of the 47 spots for game day.
Man.
Yeah.
It's the game day though. I think you got to keep him. I got to have him on the roster though. I think.
No, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't count.
No, he doesn't count as the 53.
Yeah, he doesn't count. Like
he's
you can have him. Yeah, the third quarterback doesn't count. Well, I have to look it up because if that's true, DeVito's on the team.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think if he's on the team, you can have him extra. Like, say if he's on the team, you can have an extra quarterback dress, and it doesn't count against your 47. The one that you dress, the 47 that you dress.
You're saying that he counts as the initial 53 when you do the 53. If so,
he has to be on the 53.
If so, they'll just put him on a practice squad and bring him up every week.
That's what I think they're gonna do, man. But all right.
That's a good point, man. That's a whole. I want to stay on that for 30 seconds. Pat,
go ahead. We can go back.
That is fellas. We need to think about this. That is exactly how we did things last season when we brought up Caja, when we brought up what's the cornerback that we picked up from Atlanta and Washington.
Fabian Moreau.
Yo, we have this thing where we won't allow you to know that they get a game day dress until 2 hours before the game. That's how Caja got up in the games last year. Pause. We have a knack for that. You won't see him during practice. You won't see him or hear about him. And then all of a sudden on game day, they dressing. So our regime has mastered that ghost roster spot that they fill on game day. I just wanted to make sure that I brought that up because that's a thing that we actually do that I've never seen anybody else do. Normally they announce a guy is going to play because they have him practicing all week. So we expect him on a Sunday, but they have him practicing in the shadows and then his ass just show up on some Houdini shit.
Right.
That is a good point, man. But we'll definitely keep an eye on that for sure, man. Whether they're going to keep Tommy DeVito around, man. I would assume they would try to get him to the practice squad. But so running back, I only got 3 running backs. This might surprise some people, might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, man. But hear my logic in this. I think they only keep 3 running backs. I think they're going to try to get Corbin to the practice squad. Get Brightwell, I think, gets cut. He just hasn't shown anything. And I think the fact that you can use Wan'Dale Robinson and Paris Campbell as de facto running backs in certain situations, I think allows them to just go with 3 for right now from the running back position. I think it's Barkley, Breida, and Eric Gray. You know, I've seen some people have Corbin, some people have Brightwell. James Robinson has already been cut, so he's out. So what are your thoughts on the running backs?
I'm actually with you on that, and I think they get Jashaun Corbin on the practice squad. But they only do it is because Breida is the veteran, and I think Breida gives you some of the same things Jashaun Corbin does. I just think Jashaun Corbin is a little bit better runner of the football than Breida when it comes to reading gaps and hitting the one cuts and things as such. If we can escape by having Jashaun Corbin on a practice squad one more year, they let Breida go next year and bring Corbin to that role.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
I agree. I agree. I believe that right now, because Breida knows the system, he's a pass catching third down specialist. He's good for our offense when it comes to giving Saquon a breather. If we're going to go pass heavy on third downs, he's proven he can make those catches in traffic, also up the field. And also, he's a better one-cut catcher than Saquon Barkley. And I hope people do understand that. And what I mean by that is having the ball in his hands as a receiver and knowing where he exactly wants to go and allowing the first man to miss because he has already made his decision. That helps a lot against those defensive fronts. So I'm with you. I think that is going to be the actual lineup, and we're going to have to see the battle between Corbin and Brightwell for this practice squad situation.
Yeah, man, most definitely. Tom A, what's your thoughts on the running backs? Think we keeping 3, or you think they add a 4th? He's there. He might be busy. Let's get into the chat real quick. Bookend says, I could see DeVito being a backup in this league. Looks better than backups out there today. I thought he looked okay. He's a backup playing against backups, so I don't want to take too much into it. You know what I'm saying? But I think if he sticks around a little bit, something similar to what you're saying, Pat, I think he could possibly be Tyrod Taylor's replacement next year.
Taylor's gone after this year.
Yeah, he looks terrible, man. I said, this dude, man, like when you was breaking down that play, I'm just thinking, like, if that's Daniel Jones, that's a fucking touchdown. Excuse my language. Yeah. That's a TD. That's a TD if that's Jones. That's a TD for sure. DeVito plays with a lot of heart.
Don't do that to the people. Don't do that to the people, NYG. You got to elaborate on that a little more, bro. Don't do that right there.
All right. Let's get into that,
fam.
Let's get into it, man. But I do want them to go watch Big Pat's breakdown of the actual to visualize what we about to talk about.
Right.
When you got a guy with speed, you have to lead him. Jalen Hyatt had to slow down because Tyrod Taylor did not put enough
Tyrod messed them passes up
on the football. Right. Tyrod Taylor did not put enough air on the football, so Jalen Hyatt,
he ain't got that
4.3 speed, had to slow down because he had Gardner beat. When he hit him with
Jones
the little,
had it right there.
You know what I'm saying? I agree. You know what I'm saying? But when he hit him with that little shimmy, that little, I call it a little dude was out of here. Gardner had no shot, man, but eventually caught up to him, and because Hyatt had to slow down. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, we talking about Tyrod Taylor not being on his roster next year. You know, but get into it a little bit since you brought it up.
So it was 3 things on that play that I want the family in here to understand that took place. 1, it wasn't Daniel Jones, so we just gonna have to leave that alone. It was Tyrod Taylor on a late eye look going through his second progression when that should have been his first. If that's Tyrod Taylor's first progression, the ball is already in the air before the safety realizes Sauce Gardner is beat and he tries to come over for help in recovery. Jalen Hyatt already had him by 3 steps the first time he put the hezzy on him. Let me break that down. He thought that Jalen Hyatt was going to break for an out route once he ran past the first down marker. But instead of stopping, he lost no movement in his stop and go hesitation, which made Sauce Gardner come out of his back pedal, try to flip his hips to turn to use the boundary as a sideline. But before he could get to him, he had already passed him. Henceforth, Sauce Gardner grabbing him, I hope everybody saw that, grabbed him by his abdomen and pulled him back by his shirt because he was that far ahead of him. That doesn't happen if the ball is in the air, because that time and play, you already throw the ball to the sideline, only where Hyatt could get it. Sauce's head is not turned around. It whisks past the hole in his helmet. It is a first down for 30-plus yards.
Hey, to your point, if it was Jones would have threw the ball while he had his head turned. Like you said,
right.
The ball would have already been in motion. It would have already been passing his helmet. Hyatt would have caught the catch, but unfortunately, it was B string quarterback or D string, because Tyrod is kind of like a D stringer maybe. He ain't even a backup to me.
And what he explained, that was the second time that he beat Sauce Gardner.
Beat him twice.
The first time,
he held him and everything. He passed interference that boy.
That was the second time he had to pass interference. The first time, it was a clear beat. When he did that stutter, when he did that stop and go, because he thought he was going to break out again. When he did that stutter, he was beat. That Taylor should have threw that bitch as far as he could. Because if he gets that to the 30-yard line, he beats the safety and Sauce Gardner. Like, Hyatt is fast for real, bro.
But he's getting his feet together, Pat.
That's what I'm saying.
People are thinking about his route running. We're talking about his feet at the line of scrimmage and once he accelerates up the field. The most dangerous wide receiver in the world is one that loses no speed in and out of his breaks and his cuts. If you look at the way the boy stutter stepped, faked it, he was going out and came back around, stayed in bounds, and was away from him, you're starting to see a kid that's getting better week to week. When this boy puts it together, we're going to be super excited. I'm not saying Odell Beckham, but I'm just saying excited. Pause.
I'm saying he can give you that type of production that OBJ gave you. He's not going to be the same receiver, obviously, but he can give you that type of production.
Absolutely. If it's done the right way, pause, NY, and I believe that we have a guy in Mike Kafka who understands exactly these concepts, because if you look at the Giants offense, which I like to call the RPO coast, right? Half Buffalo, half Kansas City, every single player in comparison that Patrick Mahomes had last season, we have this year.
To your point, man, it don't even have to be Hyatt getting the ball or Slayton getting the ball. It could just be them getting doubled downfield and getting Crowder open, Paris open.
Exactly, bro.
That Waller for sure could get doubled. It's going to leave Bellinger open whenever Belly's out there. I really like the Belly Waller at least 70% of the snaps, whether it's run or play action, man. That's going to kill the league. They're not going to be able to defend it. Well, Hyatt
so you liking that 12 personnel, my brother?
Yeah, that's what Tommy do.
Yeah, that's Tommy's thing. That's
Did you see every time we ran it?
Yo, you got a point though, bro. Yeah, he does have a point, but
why make it hard on us? There's no need to make it hard. Look, we made it hard against us against the Sheagles. We tried to play a different game against the Sheagles. We should have ran heavy and played defense different against the Sheagles, and we would have had a different chance. But
I believe that will be the thing this season, brother.
Like we got receivers.
Bro, Tommy all last year was calling 12 personnel all game. Man,
and we was winning when we did it.
Put the 12 personnel. Put the 12 personnel. I'm like,
and we was winning when we did it. And we was moving.
And I'm going to break down why he was such a fan of 12 personnel. And if I'm wrong, Tommy, help a brother out. But
it's because it allows my quarterback to have a chance. block
Exactly.
any
And
D line.
also in 12 personnel, crossing routes are the biggest open routes to develop off the field, and they don't need
Easily.
time to break away from a defender. You're running across the field while you have the two tight end set. You're going to give him the max protection, and if somebody's chipping, they get the check down. Somebody runs the wheel if blocking, and you got a guy coming across the field like Slayton. 15 to 17-yard game in any soft zone coverage and two high safety.
That is absolutely correct, fellas. The only thing I worried about 12 personnel
It's
with this
easy money.
team this year is if you do put Jalen Hyatt out there, they're going to press him because you have to put Jalen Hyatt to the outside. And Jalen Hyatt, even on the catch that Waller dropped when he got hit, he wasn't supposed to be that DB wasn't supposed to be there. It's just that Jalen Hyatt got pushed so far to the inside it allowed the other safety to cover him and not challenge the free safety right here, with a strong safety right there, and it allowed him to come up and hit Darren Waller. But Waller was open like hell.
Let me ask you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
a
Waller was
question.
extremely
How do you feel about our masking of our playbook in every single game and just letting these guys go out there
Yeah,
and
they
play
holding
pitch
the
and
bread and
catch?
butter.
How
Yeah,
do you guys feel about that?
yeah, I'm glad they did that. It allows you to show. It shows you who has the
Smart
talent.
move.
It shows you who has the talent to beat one-on-one coverage and to get open on vanilla plays. So now when I scheme you, it's going to be a whole lot worse because you was just out there playing ball. You was basically backyard football for the most part, and you was just beating a man that was across from you. So now that I know that you could do that, when I put these schemes on your ass, pause, now it's ridiculous. Can you imagine Hyatt being schemed this year?
Man, yo, people forgetting. Now, this is the thing, right?
What's good,
You
Alex?
can
What's up, bro?
you can
Appreciate
have
you.
your defensive set on our first 2 to 3 wide receivers. What do you do from 4 to 6? What do you do? And from 4 to 6 is 4-3 speed. The moment because we're going to put Waller in the receiving category because that's what it says on his stat sheet. It says receiving yards and touchdowns, right? So what are you going to do when you have no choice but to guard that up? Every game, you got Belly coming out of the slot at times or off the end. Then you got 4-3 in Hyatt, 4-3 in Campbell, and 4-3 in Slayton up the field on goals, crosses, nines, and curls. What do you
Forget
do?
about the running backs either. We
What
got
do
them
you
up
do?
here.
Yeah,
Barkley,
And
Breida,
with the
and Gray.
blocking to give the time.
I'll tell you guys what they did this year. And they built the offense that could be dominant without having to have a dominant type alpha male receiver. They built a pick your poison offense this year. Because once Hyatt develops to where he can start beating press, which I believe he's going to do very soon because he's working with Sterling Shepard every day out there.
Mm-hmm.
Once he starts doing that, you have to respect him. You have to put one of your top corners on him because if you put a corner that is horrible against him, like your fourth corner, he's going to burn him. You'll have to put somebody like Diggs on Hyatt because he's too fucking fast. And then guess what? Now Slayton gets one-on-one coverage. He's known to beat twos, some ones. So now you got your number 3 on Slayton because you're worried about freaking Waller. You got to double team him. You got to bracket him. It's going to be like, okay, Daniel Jones, you see what they're doing. They took 2 away. There you go. Oh, they took them 2. There you go. Oh, they took them away. They left Water one-on-one. There you go.
Then what do you do with Paris Campbell?
Right. And then you ain't even mentioned Barkley.
Yeah, that's what I was getting into. Like, you haven't even mentioned Barkley.
So
Saquon Barkley is going to eat too.
What if you covered everything out there in your zone? He just dumps it off to Barkley. He gets 15 yards. It's like, damn.
It's going to be 15 yards because the defense is going to be too busy allocating funds to what's in front of them, and he's going to take an angle, and we all know the first man is not tackling him, right? We know this. So guess what happens after that first missed tackle after 7 to 9 yards up the field? And remember, all these guys can block as wide receivers.
Right. And what makes it even worse, even if you do cover up everything, and have a way to stop Barkley. Daniel Jones is now coming into play because now everybody has their back turned, and if he breaks the pocket, guess what? That's 15 yards again at least.
And we already seen what happens when a tight end seals the edge on the way to the end zone with him.
I'm telling you, man, they're building the offense to where pick and choose what you want, and they're banking on somebody like Hyatt turning into a beast. I think they're going to give every opportunity for Hyatt after this rookie year. After his rookie year, he's going to get with a trainer. More than likely, he'll probably go with the same trainer as Slayton, or if he's that high of regard, he'll probably be out there with Justin Jefferson and them or something like that.
And I'm telling you, Pat, he is going to be the Mecole Hardman for the New York Giants. I'm telling you.
I think it's going to be a lot worse because he's bigger, stronger, and believe it or not, faster.
Right.
And it's like once he starts,
we could really take what the defense gives us.
Mm-hmm. Talk about
right. Once Hyatt gets that hip movement to his game to where you really don't know where he's going, it's a wrap because he's too fast. If you go 1-on-1 and he's in the slot with a safety out there on top about 15 yards back and he gets on top of him, pause, and he goes either way, it's over with. He's too fast. And you have to pick and choose with him.
His bread and butter is catching passes past 30 yards. So he knows how to time the ball with his hands and not his body. So all you got to do is throw the ball diagonal across the field to the back of the end zone. He's going to track it while it's in the air. As long as it's going vertically fast enough, he's going to be able to catch the passes. That's what he does.
But the worst part about it is that when you're in that position against Jalen Hyatt, you can't be like, okay, I can do this and shade this way just in case it goes this way. No, you
saw what happened. You saw what happened versus Carolina. Yeah, they put a third-string cornerback on him, and you saw what happened when he went up the field.
You have to pick and choose which way you're going to go. You have to pick and choose which route that you think he's going to do. Is he going to do the post, or is he going to do the post corner, or is he going to do the hitch? Which one are you going to choose? Because you have to be all in with him. If you think he's going to do the post corner, you have to go out there, because if you're not full speed, he's going to run past you, even though you guess right. So you have to be full speed no matter which way you go with him. And if he gets it to where you don't know, it's over with.
I love the natural gift of never losing any speed on his breaks. That's not something you can teach. That's a natural gift. The fact that he has that natural gift, everything else is teachable underneath that. If you would have had to teach him that, that's definitely a thorn in his side, and you got to work on that, and you got to rep on that. He has the natural gift to lose no speed in and out of his breaks, although he gives up his routes at the top of his routes. Once he learns how to use his eyes with his speed on top of his movement and just be confident and free-flowing, he is going to be a demonic attack.
And we got one of the best deep ball passers in the NFL by you guys' stats, metrics, and all that, analytics. Daniel Jones, his first few years in the league until he got with you know who, he was one of the best deep ball throwers in the league. And you giving him a deep threat like Jalen Hyatt?
I want to explain to you how scary that is for people who are playing off coverage on this dude. That Carolina Panthers dude, he guessed right. It's just that he hesitated for 1 microsecond, and Hyatt was already 8 yards past him. He actually guessed right. He was like, he's probably going to do the post corner, but oh shit.
Then
already in the air. There's no recovery.
Then he recovered. No, he recovered at the goal line, but now you have to chase him across the end zone.
Yeah, I'm saying there's no recovery for Jalen Hyatt, because if Taylor throws that ball earlier, it's an automatic touchdown. It's just that Hyatt literally had to almost come to a stop and catch. He burnt him so bad.
And another thing, a lot of people don't realize, Tyrod Taylor's maybe 6'1"? Yeah, 6'1". So seeing over the defense to get the ball out quicker is a big issue. Whereas Jones stands 6'5" without a question above his offensive lineman. Arm reach, he's damn near 7 feet with thrust pause towards his target, right? That's why Waller and him are so in sync, because he doesn't waste any movement on his passes to him, right? So that ball comes out against Carolina, if that's Jones, just simply over the top of the defense, and all Hyatt does is get under it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, that dude's gonna be, once he gets that shiftiness to his game. If I
have to pay Odell Beckham, so be it. If I got to pay Amani Cooper, so be it. You know what I'm saying? These route running demons, I get with them in the offseason and go, listen, man, pass that jewelry down. Let me put that on my neck and become the next great one, man. Help me. Feel me?
Could you imagine? Because could you imagine him with releases like Amari Cooper, which is I'm not gonna say it's not possible. Amari Cooper has some of the best releases I've ever seen. Him and Devontae Adams. It's crazy how they release off the ball. Their releases are better than Justin Jefferson and them. It's just that the hip movement with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and them is ridiculous. So if he can get, I mean, just half of what they have, it's gonna be a problem because he's too fucking fast. Like, he does not lose speed when he cuts. So imagine being off and he takes that slant, and you think Odell Beckham took it to the house? That dude's gonna take it to the house too. Like, he's gonna be a problem, but don't do it too early. Don't put him out there as a number one too early. Allow him to develop. Everybody's gonna want to see him more and more this season when he makes a catch or makes a big catch and they take him out the game because they need to put in the formation and the guys for that particular formation. Don't force it. Allow him to do it naturally. Now, if he learns it throughout the season, cool. But I'm not expecting him to be a Justin Jefferson type monster this year. I'm expecting him to be Deshaun Jackson light this year. Whenever we need that deep ball and that deep pass, that's him. He could be Deshaun Jackson right now because that's what he does. But you give him, I say, 1 or 2 off seasons, and he really takes it serious, which I know he will, and y'all get him with the right coaching to where he can get those moves off the line and start knocking people's hands down when they try to press him out the line, because that's the only thing you're going to do with him, because you can't line up off of him. It's too easy. He's going to run real fast, turn around, bang, first down. Run real fast, turn around, bang, first down. You ain't going to be able to do nothing about it. So you're going to have to press him in order to try to do anything with him. And if he beats you off the line and starts running, there's nobody that's catching up to him.
Nobody's catching him.
Deion Sanders is not playing in the league no more. That's about the only guy I know. Him and Rod Woodson in his prime. I think Rod Woodson would have done it too. Since
we on the wide receivers, let's get into the wide receiver projections right here. Since we on the topic, these are who I got making it. I do have 7. As I mentioned earlier, we went light on running back. So kept the extra receiver. Now, Wan'Dale Robinson being on PUP, which the PUP does not count to the 53-man roster. But you could easily swap him out for a Colin Johnson or even like a Cole Beasley. I think maybe Cole Beasley might get cut once Wan'Dale Robinson is ready. Wan'Dale Robinson is not practicing.
And I apologize why I don't want to interrupt you, but I just need to know, because I have not been around. Do we have an update on anything when it comes to Colin Johnson? Pause.
Colin Johnson is hurt, but I don't think his injury is serious. Look, here's the deal. Bryce Ford Wheaton got hurt. I had Bryce Ford Wheaton on the roster, but he got hurt in the game last night. So I don't know if they're gonna keep him around, being that he's injured. I don't know how significant the injury is. Do you have any information on that, Pat?
Nah, they didn't release anything. They just said it's a knee.
On Bryce Ford Wheaton?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Javi just said he was placed on the reserve injured list today. So.
Okay. Yeah. That's why I didn't have him.
Doesn't
on the
go against the
roster, but
53,
yeah.
and we're not going to release him because he has to clear medicals before we get through any of that. So that's their way of keeping him on the roster.
Mhm. So he's good to go. But Colin Johnson, yeah, that's one I kind of went back and forth with. But you got Mickens, which he's already cut. Pimpleton, pretty sure he's going to be gone. So really, it's between Johnson and Crowder. Unless they keep 6 and Wandell becomes the 7th once he gets back off the PUP. What are y'all thoughts on that?
You said Johnson was cut right now. You said Wandell Robinson coming off PUP.
Wandell Robinson, yeah, he'll once he
What
comes
was the
off
question
PUP,
again?
I think once Wandell Robinson comes off PUP, they're gonna cut Beasley or Colin Johnson. Or they could just cut Johnson now and keep 6 wide receivers, and when Wandell Robinson comes off PUP, he becomes the 7th.
Yeah. No, Johnson was just cut. That's what Javi said.
Colin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Be honest with you, I think it's those guys, and they wait for Wandell Robinson to come off the PUP or Crowd.
They're probably gonna go with 16.
Don't be surprised if Seals makes it, man.
Oh man. Man, if David Sills makes his roster, man, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, man. That Sills, his little cult following, I'm sure they'll be happy. But tight end, man. Tight end. I got Waller, Bellinger, Cager. Chris Myrick got hurt. I thought he could have made it. So yeah. Booking says High is going to be a BC, and while it changed how defenses play us, this offense can be a headache, especially if that interior holds up. Yeah, man. Look, I think by mid-season, man, this dude might start to cook, man. But I'm with you though. I think once he gets the technical part down to the route running, he's gonna be that dude, man, for real, man. But look, tight end Wallager, Bellinger, Cager. What's y'all's thoughts on the tight end position, man? And do you think they might go with 4? E, you back?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with all the wide receivers, by the way. I just have mixed emotions about Cole Beasley, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Sterling Shepard, because they're going to be in the same position on the field in the slot pause. So I'm just wondering how that's going to work out. Shep looks like he's fully back to health, and that's the reason
why. Did y'all
why.
notice him returning punts?
Absolutely,
that was
man.
interesting.
That was very
You talking about Shep?
Yeah.
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 Yep. He got.
You know who I would like to see? You know who I would like to see make this team? Pimpleton as the kick returner, punt returner. That dude has some electricity to him. But we talking about the tight ends now?
Yeah, right now we going but
yeah.
we can go back to the wide receivers. You good.
You good.
No. Just was saying that I agree with the lineup. I'm just going to keep my eyes on the position battle between Shep and Beasley. One coming off injury, fully recovered. We know what he brings to the table. The other knowing the offense right off the bat because it's a nepotistic hire with him coming from the Bills. So I'm gonna just keep my eye on that. But I agree with everything.
Yeah, Waller, Bellinger, and Cage are making this team. Cage is a problem, bro. That's another problem. That's another problem.
Already, NY. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Go ahead.
Yo, Cage is a problem, man. We can have a 13 person there with Bellinger, Cage, and Waller, and I'm happy not having a receiver on the field because I know we're still gonna be able to get something.
Mm-hmm.
Cage is a problem, man. And if we put him on a practice squad, he's gone.
Nah, he ain't making the practice squad for sure, man. But yeah, man, talk about Casia E.
That's my boy, right?
I know,
That's
yeah.
my boy. First of all, who's his idol? Why he wears his number? It's all happening right now. You understand? It's coming to fruition. Respect to Miriak and Sweeney. I don't want nobody to be hurt, injured. Best of luck to everybody for a speedy recovery. But we over here today. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
83 is in the building. And I remember saying this, arguing not with you guys, but the masses. What kind of offense will we be? If we were going to be a run offense, I understood if we kept Sweeney, right? But if we're going to be a pass offense, Caja is the closest thing to Waller in not talent-wise, but scheme-wise to continuously help us get through where we need to get through. And at times, you'll take your eyes off him, forget his deceptive speed across the field because no linebacker can cover him, and forget his height in the red zone because no cornerback or safety is big enough to stop him. Pause. So I'm happy that my boy is about to be on this roster, and I do understand he's playing in back of his idol, which is okay. But now we see the type of offense that we're going to be.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. I'm definitely with it, man. And it's exciting, man, because you're gonna have a drop off. If something Waller has to come off the field for whatever reason, but it does allowing you to have Caja does allow you to continue running your offense the same way as if Waller was in the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's where this depth is with this Giants team, man. As we go through this 53-man roster, man, you're seeing the depth and how deep we are at certain positions because that's going to be key, man, because you're going to have injuries during the season. It's just a fact. We don't know who, we don't know when, but you're going to have injuries. But when you can bring guys in with the same or similar skill sets, you can continue to run your offense. And Wink has this on defense as well. And we'll get into the defense here in a minute. But, yeah, I like Caja making
Can we talk about Caja a little bit, man? Because I got to give E his props. He's been saying Caja's name for a long time. Pause. But I think
Caja's going to give production.
I think Caja and Waller on the field at the same time can be absolutely devastating.
All three of them on the field at the same time.
That lineup in the red zone, when we get on the 3-4 yard line, we want to pass the ball in.
I'm about to make you go crazy, Pat.
Man,
hold on. It's something else I want you to think about. Because I know you're about to go crazy once I say this. Put those three tight ends on the field with Isaiah Hodgins.
Yep, that's what I was going to get to too. Now damn, I just got a word about Bryce Ford-Wheaton. He tore his ACL.
It's over. Guess what that does? Y'all about to be mad at me. And I didn't mean to do this on your show because I love you. Watch they find some way to sneak David Seals in the building still. Watch.
I just said that.
I stepped away for a minute. Watch they find a way to sneak his punk. Y'all know the rest. I'm going to take a 30-second pause for the cause.
Man, the preseason Hulk Hogan survives, man.
Again.
Yo, injuries keep this kid on the field and the roster. Last year was Collins Johnson. Yo.
Listen, your best ability is availability.
Because I had Ford Wheaton on the roster until he got hurt. I thought he was definitely making the roster as if nothing else, a special teamer, for his first season. But now that spot, again, like you said, probably goes to David Seals because the back end of the wide receivers have to play special teams. That's why they have Shep out there trying to play in punt returns. They're like, look,
the game
if it comes down to it, you're gonna have to be out there, Shep.
Right.
The
Go ahead,
game
Pat.
David Seals just had, that was supposed to be Bryce for a week, but he got hurt. But I do feel bad for him, man. But
Me
that
too.
absolutely lets me know that Cage is making his team.
That's a fact.
Because
It's over now.
And
yeah,
Mac,
he's
you're
making a
right.
team.
He's not getting into the practice squad, Kasia. I see you, John Young, man. He says, I'll take Cole over Shep. I'm not taking Beasley over Shep.
Nah.
Woo,
We could
that's
discuss
tough.
that.
That's tough right
We
there.
could discuss that. Now I need my brother to tell us why he's taking Cole over Shep. I need to hear this.
Yeah. If you want to elaborate, John, and this is my first time seeing you here. If you could please hit that like and subscribe button, man. Definitely appreciate your support, man. But yeah, I'm Shep. I'm a Shep guy. Pause. But yeah, I'm taking Shep over Cole Beasley. Look, man, wasn't Cole Beasley like retired or something?
Yeah, he
That's
came back.
Cole
But
Beasley's
let's
Brian Dable's guy for real.
let's
The
not get
Shep
it
is a
twisted.
Giants guy.
Let's not get it twisted though. Beasley still got it. Who do you trust more in a third and 6 or 7 situation in the slot? Beasley getting that first down or Shep getting that first down?
I'm going Shep. I've seen too much as a Giant fan with my own eyes with more than one quarterback rotation, and he has always been the security blanket for whoever. I'm going Shep.
I
Yeah.
So
Booker says, go ahead.
so you're saying in a short area, you trust Shep more than Beasley in a short area?
Yes, I don't know Cole Beasley. I don't know Kiana. I don't know Cole Beasley. So I don't care about him. Feel me? This is Homer in me. This is favoritism, and this is bias. I'm being honest. It's the unhonest people that you need to check. I'm being honest. I don't care about Cole Beasley. I understand it was a nepotistic hire, but I'm going Shep third and short every time. He's proven it. I've never seen him fail us. And every time we need him, when we forget he's the guy, he shows us he's in the building. I'm only going to go off that resume.
Booking says Shep's a team guy. He'll do whatever. And I think that is that part right there is why I'm going Shep. I mean, he's a Giant guy. I think they're similar skill set wise to where you could go Beasley if you wanted to, man. But just Shep is and I'm kind of like E on it with E on this. You know what I'm saying? It's just it is a little bit of bias here. You know what I'm saying? Shep is a Giants guy, and Cole Beasley is Brian Dable's guy. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. And John says availability, like you said, I like Shep, but injuries are too consistent. Lou, what's good, big bro? What up?
what's going on, Lou?
Lou, what up, King?
Peace, King. What's good?
Ain't nothing been a while, brother. Love you, miss you. Blessings on this Sunday.
Pause. You're missing me, but I appreciate it.
Jesus was involved in that.
Whoa, hey, sir. Hey, sir. I don't know what type of Jesus you talk about, but my Jesus was very hetero.
Oh, man.
That's why I love you. That's why I love you. It's been a while. That's my brother right there.
I love it.
Nah, peace and love to all of y'all, man.
Always.
But Lou, since you're here, man, what's your thoughts on the tight ends, man? Pause. We're going through this roster projection.
Hold on one second. Little bro calling. Yo, you good?
Live on air.
Thought I was gonna have to pull up over there and bust some heads. You ain't answer the phone.
Hold. Pause.
I hope all is well over there, man. You good, man. You good.
Nah, my brother had a get together yesterday with his wife's family, and
what you thought you was gonna have to go do, Lou?
Bust some heads.
Whoa.
Oh nah, not that. I'm talking about really busting heads. I'm talking about that knife work, that gun work, that
I understand.
UFC work.
I understand.
All that. Yeah. But
Yeah, but let's get into the football, man. What's your thoughts on the T position, man?
I'm happy about the cuts this morning.
Are you talking about
that's for sure. We cut Robinson. We cut
yes.
God
A
damn,
couple players.
Well, I know we cut a couple of offensive linemen.
Yeah,
we cut the running back Robinson. We cut
James Robinson.
Hold up, man. This phone won't stop ringing. But I'm glad about the tight ends. I think Bellinger and Waller will be good, and I think Cajun will be better than Myrick, actually.
Yeah, Colin Johnson is cut.
Yeah,
yep,
so
Colin Johnson.
I got that wrong.
Hello.
Yeah, I got that one wrong. But let's get into the defense.
Injury.
Let's get into this defense, man. We've been talking about the offense enough, man. Let's get into this defense, man. So D-line, man, I got Dex, Leo, Nunez Roches, Ashawn Robinson, Jordan Riley, and DJ Davison on the roster right now. Let's start with Lou this time, man. Then we'll go to E, Tommy, and then you, Pat. What's your thoughts on the D-line, man? This is what I got right here is my projection. Like I said, roster is fluid. News is still coming in, so, you know.
I think the D-line did pretty good, all things considered. You know, they haven't had a lot of time to play as a cohesive unit with the starting five. They've been doing a lot of in and out, changing players to see who's going to fit better where, which, you know, when you do that a lot, it takes some time for the cohesiveness to take place. Now, the preseason is over, and we'll be seeing the starting five moving as a unit together time and time again.
Just seeing
that cohesiveness will start to build, and them guys will start to be firing on all cylinders. And here comes the little gremlin. Come
on. E, what's your thoughts, man, on the D-line projection, man? And would you anything you would change or
the ABC?
Nah, not at all. I'm thinking of, first off, I'm loving the fact that not only do you have quality depth, these guys are coming from starting in their respective roles. So you have starters and backup starters that have played games in this league. Both of these guys have won Super Bowls, something the two guys in front of them have aspirations for. So not only do you have a lot of experience on the field, on the interior, but you have guys who know how to play this game and you don't miss a step. I remember at times as Giant fans, we used to feel like, damn, man, if he was in the game, that run wouldn't have happened. If he was in the game, they would have got to the quarterback. Now you don't have to feel like that. These guys are going to have fresh bodies, meaning as they won't be winded. We watched Dexter Lawrence play a lot of snaps last season, contract well-deserved. But he won't have to do as much now because you have a starter Super Bowl champion to fill in the gaps for us. So we're going to be straight, man. And I believe in this Riley kid. And I think the Davison kid is, you know, serviceable and there's no issues with him right there.
Tommy, what's your thoughts on the D-line, brother? All right, we'll come back to Tommy. Pat.
D-line, yeah, defensive ends. I can't disagree with you on here. Only reason why I wouldn't disagree with Davison is because homeboy got hurt. He tore his didn't tear his triceps, but hurt his tricep. Ryder Anderson. I think they would have kept Anderson over Davidson if he wasn't hurt, and they may still do it. But yeah, I can't go wrong with that lineup, man, because when Leo needs a rest, you can bring in Robinson or Roches, or if Dex needs a rest, you can bring in Riley or Robinson or Davidson. So what's going on, Rodney? Deception. Yeah, I definitely love the defensive line depth, and I think it's going to be a heck of a year. I think we stopped the run this year, and it's going to scare a lot of people if we stop on the run.
Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. And what he was referring to, not Nunez Roches and Ashawn Robinson, Super Bowl champs with the Bucks and the the Rams, respectively. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your 2 young guys, man, who you're going to try to develop with, and Jordan Riley and DJ Davidson. So yeah, I'm with it, man. For real, man. But let's go to edge, man. I got KT, Aziz, Ward, and Fox. I don't see Baldonado making it. I think he might get to the practice squad. O'Shane Zimenez was back to O'Shane again, as Lou likes to call him. It wasn't good last night. Did not perform well, in my opinion. And I think that probably cost him a roster spot, man. You can't go out there and against backups and look like you looked.
You talking about O'Shane?
Yeah, man. He was terrible, man. It was terrible last night. I'm like, this guy's gone. Back to O'Shane, we go. Go ahead, man. Because I know Lou gonna go off on him. But go ahead. Pause. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the edge?
Yeah, KT, Aziz, Ward, and Fox. They may keep Bowers. They may keep Bowers on the team. But we definitely have to get some backup edge rushers after this year. And O'Shane Zimenez, oh my goodness, man, that was hilarious. Like, he allowed Aaron Rodgers to get out the pocket. Like, why are you falling? What did you do to fall right there? You should have been hitting Aaron Rodgers right there. Oh, Bauer got cut. So
Bauer got cut.
That was gonna be the 4 people then.
Yeah.
So yeah,
what's good, Rodney? What's good, man? Big blue corner.
That's all we got, man. That's all you can go with.
Yeah, I'm with you. E, what's your thoughts on the edge group, man? And do you think they could add to this group, man? Before week 1.
I'm just so happy.
Light.
I'm praying that they understand that they've done all they could do to hurt our feelings, to hurt our optics, because it is a visual and visceral replacement that is needed for O'Shane Zimenez. I hate him.
Did we get rid of him?
Real? Yo, I don't understand.
I
don't understand sometimes. Maybe Lou will give a better analysis right now, and I'm pretty sure he will, because my hatred is keeping me from verbalizing what I need to say. I cannot articulate with this much hate in my thought process for him. I hate him, bro. Like, I'm being honest, and I wish him well in his life, but I hate him as a New York Giant.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel, E?
Dead ass. Yo, I hate that dude, bro. Like, dead ass. Him and David Seals, there's a hatred in me for them, bro. Like, I hate them dudes, man.
And they always seem to find their way on the roster.
Right. Yo, you know who was like that? Mark Hersley.
Yeah.
I hated that dude, bro.
Mark Herzlich was just like that, bro. You are not lying.
Like, yo, every time I turn around, I gotta see you, fam. You ain't got nothing else better to do in your life.
Oh, snap.
Yo, you had an order for that. Yo. He said every time I turn around, I gotta see you, fam.
Yo, Herzlich was just like that, bro.
Every time, man.
You know, he made the roster one time because Blackburn retired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How you be on a roster bubble your entire career? Like,
man, cuz he has been hanging on, bro. Him and David Seals, 5 strong years, barely hanging on.
Oh man, Lou, man, I know you got some thoughts on those.
Yeah, listen, I can't really dispute what he said because I'm another one who does not like O'Shane Zimenez.
No, y'all gotta stop, man, because I'll be calling him that on my videos.
I saw that too. You were like, damn, Lou got me calling him O'Shea.
Y'all gotta stop, man.
Nah, for real, like, man, just because you pull out one good play out of every 80 snaps, that does not earn you a damn spot on the roster. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he does it during preseason just to secure his job, and then for the rest of the year, he trashed. It's like, and they keep giving him a spot. I'm like, y'all don't see through this shit? I'm going to play good for 5 weeks, and then when the regular season come, I'm going to play 3 plays, get injured, and hold the spot hostage for the rest of the year. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't think he gets it. I hope he doesn't make it this time around. Go ahead, man.
I don't see how you keep him off.
I'm gonna tell you what, Bryce Ford Wheaton got a spot on this team, even though he injured.
Yeah, I mean,
he's on IR,
we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to worry about him going to another team. And like I said, he could come back next year. But yeah, I really don't see. Unless they truly feel Tamon Fox is that dude, you might see O'Shea again, man. I'm telling you.
God damn.
Well, you got to think about Simmons, though. They can use Simmons at that spot.
Simmons is an inside linebacker. They've already said it. He's taking an inside linebacker spot. It's going to be him, Beavers, Bobby O. Now, I will say this. Carter Coughlin has been playing pretty doggone good at inside linebacker. And he's another guy that hangs on, but for special teams. But I'm willing to bet that they start training Beavers to be an edge rusher after this year.
Why not Tamon Fox? He has the natural edge rush ability already.
No, Tamon Fox is already an edge.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying they take Beavers out of the inside linebacker rotation after this year because they need him there just because they don't have that many bodies. But after this year,
forgive me, Pat. I just need another 30 seconds. That's what it is. It's still fresh to me that this clown is still on this team. And we didn't see the word cut next to it yet. I promise you, in 30 seconds when I come back, I'm going to be a better person.
But they're going to take Beavers and probably train him to be an edge rusher because I'm looking at his speed now. His speed is not there to cover those zones the way they need the zones to be covered at the inside linebacker position. Just my eyes view. I have to go do a little bit more research, but I believe his best fit is edge rusher. He could be an absolute beast at edge rusher. Let him gain that 10 to 15 pounds back because he's already 250. Let him gain about 10 pounds and let him go for what he know at edge rusher. Because if you look at the film at Cincinnati when he was at edge, he was an absolute force. He was actually better at edge than inside linebacker. And I believe that's his natural position, but he wants to play the damn inside linebacker position, which I don't blame him. But if he's smart, he will go to edge because there's a lot more money in the edge position. And I think he could be a pretty doggone good edge rusher.
That's interesting, man. The inside linebackers, I got Bobby O, Simmons, McFadden, Beavers, and Coughlin. Just to kind of preference what I was saying about Simmons, he can be used in a multiple of roles. Yeah, he's an inside linebacker, but he can be interchangeable along, the linebacker or even the safety position. So that's why I'm saying they might go a little light on the edge because they have a guy like Simmons that can rush the passer, whether it's from the inside or the outside. But yeah, he's going to be listed as an inside linebacker. I'm with you on that, Pat. But Tommy, are you there? I don't want to skip over you. Still not there. All right.
Yeah, Tommy might be gone.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the inside linebacker position?
I think that number one, for the first time, we have an actual core of linebackers that we can trust. No more uninstinctual, not reading the play, tripping your own man up, calling out the wrong reads. The green dot is possibly going to be in the best inside linebacker's helmet in Bobby Okereke in the NFC East, hands down to me. It was an ultimate steal. Joe Shane with the Simmons pickup as well. I think now that we have what we have, we no longer will be frustrated in the middle part of the field and with the running game with teams gouging us and quarterbacks fooling us on RPOs. I think that we are going to be formidable. I think the lineup that you have is exact for the moment because Coughlin has to play special teams. McFadden looks like he's healthy, available. He's taken a couple of steps up, strength-wise,
He
instinct-wise.
hasn't looked as bad. I think McFadden has kind of stepped his game up.
That's what I'm saying.
What?
I think he stepped his game up.
Man, people gotta look at the film. That dude is moving. Like he is moving sideline to sideline. He's covering 2 gaps at point. I told y'all last year they didn't have nobody teaching them out there on the field.
Oh no, we had a teacher. It was falsities and falsehoods, but he had a teacher. That's why we don't see that man on any rosters right now.
Right.
Right? But he had a teacher. But he was misled. That's what the problem was. But again, I think this linebacking core, man, we really gonna be happy as Giant fans. It's been a damn near a millennium since we got a chance to see this type of linebacking core, which is gonna help accentuate the defensive line and help our cornerbacks do what they need to do. So bring it on. The inclusion of Simmons, I told you guys, look out for that hybrid role, like how Deion Buchanan was in Arizona and Wink Martindale using this boy all across wherever he needs to pause to make sure he fill those gaps, pause, to make sure he's in that backfield. Third down specialist coming around that corner, disrupting that quarterback, because even if you don't have a sack, people don't realize you move a quarterback off his launching spot that makes an errant throw. So I'm looking for disruption, man.
Yeah, man. And I think Carter Coughlin didn't actually look too bad at linebacker, man. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, man, the lineup of Bobby O, Simmons, and McFadden, man, that's a world light years better than what we was putting out on the field last season. But what's good? What's good? Breezy. What's good? What's good? What's good, Vinny? What's good? Salute, man. Lou, what's your thoughts on the inside linebacker position, bro? Lou, you there?
Looks like we lost Lou and Tommy.
And Tommy, man. That's all right. We'll come back to you. Let's go to the cornerbacks, man. Now, this is kind of fluid too. I think they're gonna be making some moves at CB because you've seen them bring in William Jackson III. So, when you're seeing them bringing in veterans, that means they're not totally sold on the group of guys that they got. But so this is what I came up with for right now. I got Adoree, got Banks, got Hawkins, got Flott, Holmes, and I got Jermon Green right now. He was their 7th round draft pick. I know he didn't look great last night. But I think once Aaron Robinson comes off PUP, he will take either Green or Darnay Holmes' spot. Yeah, I know Rodney Holmes. I know Darnay Holmes, man. He's another player that much like Zimenez and Sills.
I apologize. I hate him too.
Yeah.
Everybody knows how I hate him. Everybody is legendary. You can find me on any social media outlet, Shakedown Media Network, Spaces. I hate Darnay Holmes. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna share this with y'all. At training camp, Darnay Holmes stayed a little bit behind to sign some autographs. Respect for him for that. But he made one mistake even after practice. He walked straight to me. The moment he walked straight to me after practice, he took his do-rag off because he was still running. When he came back to pick his do-rag up, I said, is that how it feels when CeeDee Lamb ran by you? I was mad. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm wrong. I would never do that to another man.
You wasn't
But I
wrong.
needed to get that out my conversation.
No.
I needed to let him know.
Same shit. I wish I was in the same room right now. I'd give you dap and a hug, motherfucker. Like, yeah.
Yo,
You wasn't wrong for that.
yo, I hate him. And now I'm going to take 30 seconds to get my mind out.
No, we're going to have a moment of silence for the death of the jersey that should no longer be on this team. All right, that moment is done. Fuck him.
Nah.
Right. Hey, let me say this about the DB.
I think he's gonna make the roster though. I do.
I'm gonna say
What?
I say Adoree, Banks, Hawkins, Flott, Holmes for now. But that motherfucking Green and Aaron Robinson, I put Aaron Robinson on IR, and I'm bringing in William Jackson, and I'm cutting Holmes.
Yeah.
And I found me another waiver wire cornerback in case I need him. If not, I'm keeping 5 safeties. I'm keeping. Well, we ain't got there yet, but yeah.
Yo, I don't know what y'all seen in Green, but he gave me the exact vibes of Darnay Holmes yesterday.
Right.
I don't know what y'all was watching.
I just think because of the numbers, man. Like because Wink needs his defense needs defensive backs, obviously.
But what about McLeod and Pinnock in them?
That's the safeties, though. We're gonna get to that in a second. But
yeah, Wink likes to switch things up, but I'm with you on the cornerbacks. Adoree, Banks, Hawkins, Flott, Holmes. Not Holmes.
I think they're gonna. I think Holmes and Green may get cut. I think Aaron Robinson is gonna be on PUP.
And I think
they still want to keep him around. Yeah, I think.
Okay,
I think
I'm with that.
But this is what we got for now because William Jackson's not on the roster, so you got to pick somebody.
So we keeping 6 corners.
I guarantee.
I think Wink wants 6 corners.
All right, I'm with you.
Because remember, it's 3 on the field at one time, so you need 3 backups.
Right.
Well, here's the thing that I guarantee, and I don't, I guarantee that after Tuesday, when other cornerbacks get cut from the other 31 teams in the NFL, aside from ours, Darnay Holmes' replacement will be in that pool of guys.
Which
he is so bad that we can replace him with somebody else that got cut.
Okay, if you want some updated roster news, the Giants have waived defensive tackle Kevin Atkins, DB Darren Evans, nose tackle Donovan Jeter, receiver Colin Johnson, and running back James Robinson. They have been waived so they can be claimed. Released has been Tashawn Bauer. That means they don't want him.
Gone.
Brandon Bryant, they don't want him. Defensive tackle. Offensive tackle Corey Cunningham, he's been released.
Goodness.
Offensive tackle Julian Davenport has been released. Receiver Jaden Mickens has been released, and they placed injured receiver Bryce Ford Wheaton on injury reserve with the torn ACL. So I think they're going to be quite active on the waiver wire. They still got some cuts. I hope Owens doesn't get cut. I hope they I wonder if they have to waive him first before they put him on the practice squad. Because if they waive him, somebody's going to claim him.
Javarius Owens.
Yeah, Javarius Owens, the safety.
I said Holmes. I was like, man, you bugging.
Oh no, if they off Holmes, they're gonna cut him and save that $2.5 million.
I thought you said somebody go grab Holmes. I was like, what?
Alex says he is looking to bless Austin, former Jet Seahawk. I don't know who that is. Do you have any info on that? I'm looking to bless Austin, former Jet Seahawk.
Cornerback?
Alex, is he a corner or safety?
Yeah, what's his situation?
But let's get into the safeties. Since y'all brought it up, I got McKinney, Pinnock, Belton, McLeod, and I do got Javarius Owens making it. I think again they probably don't want to expose them to waiver wires. This gets claimed. But yeah,
Sorry to interrupt. Has anybody heard from Joe? I called his phone 7 times yesterday. No answer. He was supposed to go live.
Yeah, I called his phone too and no answer.
I haven't heard from him, but I will give him a call once this show is over.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. It just
Nah,
dawned on me.
you good, you good. You know, I know that's real sensitive when we don't hear from people. You know, given what has happened already. He says, I look in the McCann McLeod getting cut wave. Bless Austin is a cornerback. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Microphone down, little boy.
Where did I apologize. I just want to know what school he came from. Like where did he go so we could
I forgot we got McLeod on the team. Has he been hurt or something?
Yeah. That's what that's why I said what about Pinnock and McLeod?
I think
I
they're on the
forgot
roster.
about McLeod.
Yeah, I think they're on the
Yeah,
roster.
McLeod makes that. Yeah, man, keep McLeod and get rid of Darnay. That's what I would do.
That's what's
Can't
gonna
do
happen.
no worse.
Because Wink likes to use his safeties and cornerback roles when he's in dime packages and nickel packages. So he can go.
So y'all keep 5 corners and 5 safeties. Is that how you would do it?
Yep.
Well, that means
And
somebody
sign
else on
William
the
Jackson.
defense. Yeah. Okay. William Jackson. Okay. He says, Bless Austin's from Rutgers, 6th-round draft pick of the Jets, just cut from Falcons.
Okay.
So,
Coach probably know exactly who he is because I know he does a lot of.
absolutely, I know Coach Ed knows who he is.
I'm definitely gonna ask him about him.
Yeah, but that's what I got for now, man. Any thoughts, man, on that? And of course, special teams. That no surprise there. You got Gano, Gillen, and Crowder for the special teams. But any thoughts on the safeties?
I think it's a blessing to see how Pinnock has stepped his game up in the second season and has become a bookend and somebody who put us all on notice as Giant fans, meaning as that is one of the biggest positives that you can have as a player, right? To put the fans on notice and to help them understand I'm in this building, I've worked on my craft, and I'm not leaving. Shout outs to him.
Yeah. I ain't got no I ain't got that for that, man. But let's talk about this season, man. Probably go for like another 10 to 15 minutes and then wrap it up, man. But season predictions, man. 11-6. we not going 11-6 though. We going what 12-5, 13-4. Is that what we doing?
Man, you know shit in the mix 11-6, cuz. Shit in the mix equals 11-6. Y'all already know what it is.
All I know is 11-6 is the floor to me. So that's the very least that they go.
I'm 17-0 until you beat me. Pause.
Let's get into
If we do that shit, woo, boy, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody ever again.
You're not gonna hear anything from anybody ever again.
Every time I step outside, every time I step outside, it's in Giants gear. People on the street better park, make a lane, and clap.
Right.
What do y'all think? I'm gonna talk about Daniel Jones a little bit. Because when we get into these predictions, I'm just giving a few players. This is what I got for DJ this year. I think he goes over 4,000 passing yards, about 500 running yards or so. I think they may run him a little bit less, given the passing weapons that he has. And I got 30 TDs. That's combined touchdowns, running and passing. I think he has about 25, 26 throwing, about another 4 or 5 rushing, give or take. What y'all think DJ going to do, man? I know this is a hot button topic, especially on the Twitterverse. But Lou, I see you grinning over there, bro. What you got for me?
Listen, the hate for DJ is unbearable at this point. Whether you're on the Twitter Spaces, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, every social media platform that people can bash Daniel Jones, they have been using to do so. And at this point, everything that me, Pat, and Joel said about this man has been right. So, people still want to hold on to the fact that, he was under Joe Judge and he was under Pat Shurmur and Jason Garrett. Now, under Pat Shurmur, he actually looked decent. He looked pretty good. Shurmur knew how to use his skill set to his advantage. Joe Judge and Jason Garrett did not know how to utilize that man to play towards his strengths, which in turn made him look like a bust. But what me, Pat, and Joe always said was, if you put a line in front of this guy and you put some skill players on this team, he can be something. He can, if not a Joe Montana, which everybody was like, oh, he's the greatest. No, he's not the greatest quarterback. Nobody ever said that. Me, Joe, and Pat never said that. But what we did say was, if you put some pieces around this guy, he's got the skill set to manage a game and get you some wins and possibly a Super Bowl. Now, we never said that the man was great, but we never said that the man was a bust. We just said there were some things he needed to improve on. The right coaches in the building would be able to rectify those problems, and we would see a different quarterback. And so far, last year, that's exactly what we saw. Now, in the second year of this system, with more skilled players around him, more confidence, and a better offensive line, there's no reason why this man can't win 2 playoff games and possibly a Lombardi for us. So I can't wait to see all the haters stuck with their jaw drop or trying to pull their foot out their mouth. And you know that there's going to be a lot of people who are too proud to admit that they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't wait to rub it in. I can't. Listen, I've been catching so much shit in the neck. People talk, oh, you love Daniel Jones. Oh, you guys won't admit when he's wrong, this, that, and the third. No, you guys won't admit that you were wrong about the guy. And you're so mad that you were wrong about the guy and don't want to be proven wrong that you'll pull shit out of anywhere to try to make him look bad. And I, for one, can't wait to see him beat their teams. All of them. Even the people who ain't on YouTube, the guys on ESPN, NFL Network, and Colin Cowherd, and all them guys who talked all that trash, Orlovsky and Keyshawn Johnson, all of them. I can't wait to see them dudes have to come on TV, on national television, and be like, man, I was wrong. DJ's a good quarterback. I can't wait. I'm going to pop bottles and more when that shit happens.
Lou, this is for you, brother.
Rocky.
I'm like clapping cheeks on the screen.
And the reason why
you over there blowing her back out on the mic, man.
You received that ovation, right? I'm gonna act like I heard that, but didn't hear it. You received that ovation is because that is the epitome of the difference between Giants fans and Giants fanatics. As a Giant fan, you just want to see your team win. You just want to see your quarterback do good. You just want to get used to something that makes you feel happy. But as a Giant fanatic, you look a lot further into things to see what the positive outcome can be once you get to the root of the problem. We, the fanatics, understand the root of his problem. We, the fanatics, see now the situation. The average casual fan will still find a way to break him down, to not give him what he deserves, just because they just don't want to openly admit that they are wrong. That is why you got that ovation, because that is the biggest problem between all of us. Accountability. It's okay, fagos, to come out and be like, I'm wrong. I didn't like the kid. I didn't want the kid. It's okay to say that, but it's okay to say, you know what? I was wrong. You were right. You saw something from a different perspective. Your perspective was actually right. For me, Lou, and I'll end it on this note, it was always coaching. I felt we did not have the right senseis in the building to teach this kid. And guess what happened once coaching came in the building?
Progress.
140 million millions.
Yeah, I always said that too. Right.
What's good,
I always said
What
that
up,
too. That it
Miz?
was the coaching was the main thing wrong with Daniel Jones. We didn't have anybody teaching them shit. They weren't even teaching them how to get in and out the pocket. And in 1 year, Daniel Jones looks like one of the better quarterbacks in the league getting in and out the pocket now. But go ahead, man.
Oh, what's
Yes,
going
what
on?
up, brother?
All right, how are you? How's everybody?
Good, man. Good,
I
man.
go through a
Appreciate
video,
you.
but I saw you were on, so.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on the predictions, though? What do you got? I got 4,000 yards, 500 yards, 30 touchdowns. My man, what's his? What is it? He says 4,200 yards, and 38 touchdowns. Book it. So, we y'all think? Oh, LRP, what's good? What's good, man? Peace, bro. Appreciate you coming through.
LRP? Hey, LRP, I ain't seen you in a minute, LRP. Hope you're good, bro.
The last
Yeah,
round
man.
post.
Shout out to
Yeah.
LRP.
On Daniel Jones, I'm predicting wins and a deep run into January. I don't give a shit about yards and touchdowns.
Heard that.
The matter of W's.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, man.
And I'm also predicting, believe it or not, that Jones is going to be one of the better QBs in the entire league this year. If you want to put it in my mouth that he'll be an MVP candidate, you could put it there. I believe he's going to have that type of breakout year. Just by the way he's carried himself through this camp, you see the confidence, the swagger, the command. Yeah, I love it all.
Yeah, he's definitely looking like a quarterback that's ready to take the next leap. Be honest with you.
He said, "Put it in your mouth."
Oh, and by the way, I didn't get to see the game last night, but I went back and watched a bunch of highlights and stuff. Jones would have put that ball right in stride, right in that guy's hands down the sideline deep. Actually, Jones's deep ball is probably one of the best in the whole league.
Pause.
It's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
You could pause it. You could pause it in midair as it goes about. It's the truth, bro.
Hey, Miz be having some lines on the
I mean, I expect to have a big day.
Yo, Miz. Yo, Miz. What's up, baby?
What's up? I wanted to come on and say, maybe we could get to it later. When we do, I'll talk. I want to talk about this guy Simmons because I believe Arizona just handed Wink an atomic weapon. I'll be honest.
Well, if you want to do,
Arizona didn't use him right. They wasted his years over there.
They used him as a safety. He's more of a linebacker.
This man is a blitzer. You blitz him freely all year long. He's going to terrorize the NFC East.
Miz, can I talk to you for a second?
And he's a run stopper.
Can I talk to you for a second, Miz?
Yeah.
I truly believe that Arizona didn't know what they really had.
Yep.
And they just told that kid to go out there and just use your athleticism. I don't think he had a real plan to what they did with him. I don't think he had a real position. They just told him to go out there and just be a freak athlete. And he made plays. But you have to have a real position in football. We all know, all of us pretty much play football up here. I think we all play football, as a matter of fact. You have to have some type of structure to a player. I don't care how much of a freak athletic person that he is. You have to have some type of structure to the way he plays. Put him in the air. I don't care if you put him in the area and tell him to guard that area in a box the whole time. He has structure on, and he knows what he's supposed to do. When they're just throwing you out there and they're just saying, just be you, you're going to make some plays here and there because you're just that talented, but you're not going to make the plays that you're supposed to be. They're not training you to dip low and get underneath a tackle to get in there and make that tackle on an inside zone run. He was just doing that naturally, but now he has somebody. What's our D-line coach's name? I always forget his name, but they call him
Andre Patterson?
Yeah, Coach Patterson, and we got Brian Cox out there.
Yeah.
Pause.
Mm-hmm.
But and they're gonna teach him how to play linebacker. And if you teach this man how to play linebacker the way he can do the things that linebacker that he's supposed to do, and then you could be like, okay, we're gonna unleash you on third down. That fucking tight end better not go nowhere. When Dallas Goedert gets out in his route, you better be right there underneath him to hit him as soon as he gets this ball, because we're bringing the pressure to Hurts, and we got confidence in Deontay Banks and Trey Hawkins to stop that fucking deep ball to where he can just throw it deep and they make this miracle catch for him. No, guard his ass. Anything that come in the middle of this field on third down, you destroy it.
Not
But after
only that,
that,
Pat,
you're back to linebacker.
Pat, can I say something to you? Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't get Lou. My fault, brother.
No, go ahead. The only thing I was gonna say was the only thing that people ain't looking at is he did all of that in Arizona. They're a poorly coached team, they're a poor team, and he was able to still flash some greatness with a sorry team, a sorry roster, and a sorry coach. So you bring a guy like that into this team with the coaches that we have, the schemes that we have, and the ability and skill set that he has, and it's an automatic difference in the player.
And talking to Arizona, like their fan base, they felt the same way, and they feel like every time they get a guy or whatever, and he goes to another team, like Hassan Reddick, that's one of the better examples. You know, the other team is able to untap that potential. You know, so perhaps this could be a similar situation where, you know, Simmons comes in and then, you know, Wink is able to you know what I'm saying, maximize his talent, man, in this system.
And all I wanted to say to add to the situation is, one, you ain't never lie. Calais Campbell, Hassan Reddick, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Tyrann Mathieu,
right?
Yeah, they've done some people dirty, haven't they?
Yeah.
Because they did not have the coaching that fit these guys to bring the best out of them, that they were actually drafted for. But as soon as another system, they hit another scheme, a different coach, everything changes. Same thing we felt about Daniel Jones. That's what these guys went through in their careers, right? 4th season, look what happens under a regime. 5th year, they buying for second-year contracts. Look what Wink did with all of those players that he got at Baltimore defensively. They all earned second contracts. Whether the paycheck was too high, they went to other teams. But if it was a workable contract, they stayed with the Ravens. What I wanted to say about this kid is this. Look who he's going to be practicing against every day. He's going to practice against every single scenario that you could possibly throw at him in the NFC East first, and then the rest of the NFL. Go cover a dynamic tight end like Darren Waller. Go cover a bruising tight end growing in Daniel Bellinger. Try to stay with a speedy receiver like Hyatt. Try to stay with somebody like Campbell. Try to cover a bigger receiver, in a Hodgins, a Slayton. He's going to be able to play against the most dynamic running back in the NFL, in my opinion. Try to cover a running back coming out of the backfield. He's going to get every single skill set in a defense that he needs in this goddamn situation. He has been the best place he could ever possibly be. He's going to face it all just in practice alone.
If this trade has taught us anything, and these past 2 seasons, the real football fans have been saying it for a while. The guys who really know the game, who really played, who really practiced, who really done the burpees and every fucking thing else, okay, we can see. And these 2 seasons have proved exactly what me, Pat, Joe, and some of us on this panel were saying, right? You can be a great player. If you get drafted to a team with a shitty coach, it means nothing.
Right.
Okay. We saw this with Joe Judge and Jason Garrett and Daniel Jones. We saw this with Geno Smith. Geno Smith went to the Jets. Geno Smith went here, there. He sucked everywhere he went. He got with a coach who knew how to use his skill set. Geno Smith looked great.
Good point.
Right?
Got 100 M's out of it.
I mean, when a coach knows how to utilize your skill sets to the advantage of the team and the player, It makes all the difference. We saw how good DJ looked under Pat Shermer and how bad he looked under Joe Judge. So you see how Isaiah Simmons looked over there, and now we're going to see how he's going to look under Wink Martindale and the New York Giants defense. And it's for all the guys who said the DJ was a bust and this and that, they're going to see now in the second year of a real system with a real coaching staff what this kid can do. Adding Isaiah Simmons to this defense and converting him from the misusage of strong safety to linebacker, and now with Darian Beavers being moved up to edge rusher, now you've made enough changes to where this defense is going to be a threat no matter who we face. Offenses are going to have to game plan around these guys: Kayvon Thibodeau, Darian Beavers, Isaiah Simmons, Adoree Jackson.
Ojulari.
They're going to have to game plan on how to get the ball past these guys and get plays around these guys. And that's going to be difficult. We have a lot of good, young, healthy talent out there that's hungry. And opposing offenses are going to be in trouble. What are you going to say? What was it, Pat? Quarterbacks are going to be, the DBs, defensive line going to be playing get his ass?
Yeah, get his ass. Oh. But the thing is, the crazy part about that I love about this regime, my bad, E, I'm gonna let you go.
Oh nah, baby. As you know, we talking football. Go ahead, brother.
The crazy thing.
E in the house. Let's go.
The crazy thing about this regime that I love about this regime is that they're not one-sided. They're actually building both sides of the ball at the same damn time, almost the same exact way. They have an influx of young talent. They're going to continue to bring in veterans here and there to teach. And then once they're done, they're going to have a backup plan for those guys in the draft. So,
and what's the thing, Pat, on both sides of the ball? Speed.
So what they saw, I guess what their analysis was when they came over here as coach and GM, because they've been in tandem since forever. They've known each other for a long time. They felt that speed was the thing that we can use to get on top of this division. Because when it comes to Philadelphia and them, it's more about power. To be honest with you, it's more about power. They overpower you. They bully you. Same thing with Dallas is that Dallas has an influx of speed when it comes to Diggs and Van Der Esch and Parsons. But our speed is still way more than what they have. So they're trying to bring a speed element that is probably going to be tops in the league once they get all the pieces that they want here. And they're going to go with the speed kills motto. But don't get it twisted. We still have power. You still have Saquon Barkley. Even though he's a elusive back and likes to get to the outside, he's powerful. Still have Daniel Jones. He's a power type quarterback. Andrew Thomas, best left tackle in the league. Evan Neal, who can develop into something major, like Miz says. You still got Dex, probably the most powerful defensive tackle in the league. Leo's no slouch. You bring in Ashawn Robinson, but then you influx the speed of Bobby O, which we didn't have last year. Then you bring even more speed with Isaiah Simmons, which we didn't have last year. Those two guys, well, not two guys, but Bobby O has made McFadden play faster. Because McFadden, that's not the same McFadden that I saw last year. That dude is playing.
Definitely not, yeah.
And then you bring the influx of speed back to the outside. They've adapted to the new type corner that they bring into the league in Deontay Banks and Trey Hawkins. Now, I'm not going to say they thought Trey Hawkins was going to be what he was going to be this year coming out, but they took a chance and it looks like they hit. So now we have two big 6'2", 6'3" corner on the outside with speed, long arms, love to get physical, and wings defense that loves to blitz. Then you have the veteran Adoree Jackson that you can split outside or play on the inside whenever you feel like it. Xavier McKinney, young, top safety in the league, more than likely. You got Dane Belton, Pinnock. Who the hell knew Pinnock was going to turn out to be decent like he is? Like, man, the things that you can talk about how they really turned this roster around that a lot of these goofballs are not seeing on Twitter because all they want to talk about is the bad things and how bad the Giants are because it was the popular thing to do. And you don't know, you don't have a brain of your own, you don't put out your own takes. When you really look at this roster top to bottom, how they did it, they snuck and did this shit. Like nobody was really paying attention. And then it built the squad right underneath your nose, and it's gonna be a problem. If we don't do it this year, I say next year you're gonna have to put us as Super Bowl contenders in the beginning of the year. And this year ain't even started yet.
Pat, before you even finish, I gotta ask you one question. If we did what we did with the talent that we had on defense last season,
right?
And we can all agree the talent level has risen not one level, but we're talking many levels. You have the best press man corner coming out of the draft. You hit on your draft pick in Trey Hawkins, who now is letting it be known, I'm a starter. He took that over the day he walked in the building. On all the draft picks. Then you just got, again, we know Ashawn and the one-man army Ashawn, and we got Nachos Roches, right? Whatever. Mm-hmm. He has everything that Wink Martindale wants when it comes to defense. He has everything that he wants. Pause. He has everything that he wants. So pause. So my question is, what don't people understand about what we were able to do in that red zone? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about being the number one defense in the red zone last season for damn near the first 9 weeks of the season with lesser talent. Yeah. Oh, come on now. Come on. People just this last line, Pat.
E. And we also led the league in rushing for the first 8 weeks. Barkley did his damn thing.
And we were the most efficient red zone offense for the first 9 weeks in the NFL.
If you want to be honest, go ahead.
Yeah, no. In my last sentence, most people will never bring this stat up, and I always have to let people know. We were the number one defensive cornerback team against passes last season. We didn't allow a pass over 35 yards in the first 8 games.
Until everybody started getting hurt. So if he was able to do that last year, a lot of people are not realizing what team building is really about. A lot. And I have to start thinking that a lot of these guys on here are young. They're not like how Miz, you, Lou, NYG, Tommy, how we looked at teams being built. We saw what they were doing when they brought in O.C. Umenyiora, Justin Tuck, Matthias Kiwanuka, Tollefson, Barry Cofield, and the list just kept going on and on. And then they brought in JPP a year after that because after Strahan retired. Like, after Strahan retired 3 years later, they brought in JPP, even though we had a great pass rush. They're not seeing it because I guess they're too young, maybe, or they just don't want to see it. But they're building a roster just like that.
No, Pat, and I'm not going to give them that much credit because I love you, Paul, so I'm going to let it be known. It's the ADHD of a millennial mindset. They don't know football. They like it. That's why I don't talk to them. You understand?
Yeah.
It's a difference. Yeah. We understand the game, not just because we played the game. We know the game. We understand what the game entails. And also, we've been around it because it's something that we love. Pause. They don't. They got ADHD. I've seen a young dummy be on his phone while the game is on, not talking about football, but texting other young men. That let me know right there, we don't have nothing to talk about. You can't get me to talk to other people unless we're talking about the game that's in front of me.
Like,
That's the facts.
I mean, and I have to give Miz his credit. When he was talking about the defensive line, he's been pretty much right on point every time. And when I started to, give up on Dex, he was like, Pat, man, you wrong. Dex is a beast. He just ain't been playing in the right position. He hasn't had the coaching. And I was like, okay, but they shouldn't pick up his 5th-year option, and they did. I was like, I don't know why they did it. He was like, Pat, because I know they know what I see. That dude's a beast. And sure as shit, that dude, how do you get over 40 pressures for the defensive tackle position? You're being doubled and triple teamed all year long. Because Leo was not Leo last year after he got hurt.
Nope.
It was the Dex show. You had a rookie in Kayvon Thibodeau who's learning the game. Ojulari was hurt. So he was really out there by his lonely out there. And he still put up 40 pressures from the defensive tackle position. That's crazy. So now he got help out there? A healthy Leo?
Then on
Thibodeau
top of
knows the
that,
game.
look how
Man.
many snaps he played in a full
Right.
season, brother.
Right.
Look how many snaps he played
Mm-hmm.
Not
and
only
stayed
that-
healthy.
Not only that, he's also sharpening John Michael Smith's going against him every day.
Come on now. I try to express
Yeah.
that, Lou, before
Yeah.
we even started playing ball this preseason. I told people better start understanding who you practice against is what makes you who you are. And look at what they got to go against. That's the reason why Jalen Hyatt was able to develop that little double move right there and show us something like that last night. You know why? Because he's playing against a Deontay Banks, a Trey Hawkins, a safety in McKinney who knows how to stay at center field, a Pinnock who knows how to roam. Like, he's playing against the best. So when he plays against lesser caliber, it's going to be easy.
That's true. Iron does sharpen iron.
So
Go ahead, Lou.
when you look at the 2011 New York Giants, 2010 season, those linemen were going against Jason Pierre-Paul, Justin Tuck, Osi Umenyiora, Matthias Kiwanuka. You know what I mean? So, when you're going against guys like that day in, day out against practice, like you said, when you go up against another guy who's not as talented, you're going to bulldoze those guys, man.
What y'all think about Saquon Barkley and what Saquon Barkley's going to do this year? I got him 1,400, 500 receiving, about 10 touchdowns. I think Saquon.
Shit. You know how much that is? Good Lord.
That's
Go ahead.
that's 1,900 total.
Yeah, 1,900 total yards with
Total
this
yards.
offense.
Yeah.
You do that, it's gonna be a problem.
I think he can do it. For real. And I think because I think it's gonna be a lot of pressure taken on Saquon this year. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna allow him to play looser, fresher. And he can be that closer, man, at the end of games, man, like we seen last year, man, but not have, that much tread. I mean, being put on him because of, the fact that the Giants didn't really have a passing attack till towards the end of the season when Isaiah Hodgins got going. So what are y'all thoughts about Saquon and what Saquon can do this year, man? What kind of season he gonna have?
And why? I only got one thing to say, and I'm gonna listen to my brothers. He's playing in a contract season.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll kick it off, man. The more I think about it, the more I need. I think I need to allow Barkley to be him this year. I'm really excited to see what Daniel Jones does this year, but I have to, let Barkley be Barkley this year. And what I mean by that is, I think the offensive scheme in the beginning of the year, this year again, you let Barkley do his thing. And what I mean by that, give him his 15 carries to 5 catches per game. Make it be known that we have the best running back in the league, and you're going to have to stop him. And then that's when I think we're going to open it up more as far as the passing game. Once you start bringing those people up, we should remind people that Barkley is still him in the very beginning of the year. And then that's going to open up the whole offense, because now we could come out there on the field and be like, it's time for Barkley to get busy. What you going to do about it? You going to come up and stop it? Because as soon as your stupid ass come up to stop it, guess what's going to happen? Daniel Jones, we gotta play for you in the back of your head a hot read. As soon as you see that eighth man come in that box, you already know what time it is. So I think the 1,400 and yards running, I don't see 1,400 yards rushing because I don't know if he gets the carries to get 1,400 yards rushing, unless he's averaging about 7 yards per carry.
Yeah.
Then if he's doing that, then yeah, he could probably hit that. Now the 500 yards receiving, I definitely can see that, and I know he's going to get more than 0 receiving touchdowns this year because it's going to be so wide open. You're going to forget about that monster coming out the backfield on the Texas route or something. He's going to catch it for an easy touchdown at least 2 or 3 times this season. But go ahead, Lou. I see you got something to say.
No, I was just about to say, y'all better smash that damn like button. Stop being ninja watchers, man. Don't be a hater. Hit that like button, man. Hit that thumbs up button. It's free. Costs you nothing but a second to go like that. Okay? Don't be a hater.
And while you do that, we can all rest. Joe is good. Kimberly just said Joe's been hurting a little bit, so he's been sleeping a lot. So he's been asleep.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's good news.
She said that's good. They're good. So
But yeah, I'm with you, Pat. I think his receiving, I think the 1,900 is kind of, I should have put it that way. The total yards, I could see his running yards, rushing yards go down a little bit and his receiving yards go up. But I think he's going to have around that 18 to 1,900 total yards this season. I really do.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Do you think it's a good thing for him to almost have 2,000 yards? What do you call that? Total yard. Total
for his
yardage,
pockets, yeah.
I'm talking about, of course it's going to be good for his pocket, but I'm talking about for the team. Do you think the offense progressed the way we think we needed to progress if he's still getting if he gets even more all-purpose yards this year? You see what I'm saying? Are we still going to be the 100% Barkley offense because he's getting what he's getting? Or go ahead, Lou.
I honestly feel that in order for this team to grow this year into what we think they can be, Barkley's gonna have to have less carries. And you know, as much as it pains me to say that because I love Saquon Barkley, I think Daniel Jones will not fully flourish if he has to depend on Barkley as much.
And see, that's where I was going with it, and I didn't want to make it seem like I was hating on Barkley. Because a lot of people were saying that
it's the hand in hand that goes with a quarterback and a running back, right? When you have, I hate these freaking guys, but I'm gonna use them as an example. Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, prime example, right? Troy Aikman wasn't a great ass quarterback, right? He was decent. He was a game manager. He was a guy who can get you wins. Now you add that Emmitt Smith and Michael Irving. Now, if I can't find my deep guy, I can always swing it out to Emmitt. And that's what made Troy Aikman seem like he was this great quarterback. You saw what happened once Emmitt was gone. You know what I'm saying? Completely different picture, completely different quarterback. So now what I'm saying is I want to keep Barkley. I want Barkley to get his numbers. I want us to get the wins. But in order for us to do that this year and Daniel Jones and our receivers to connect and make the chemistry that we need for them to make, Barkley's going to have to be more of a receiver. He's going to have to be used more in the Alvin Kamara capacity.
I think.
Go ahead.
Just real quick, I do think that I do think you guys are right. But I will say that even if he has less carries, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I still think he can have the same or similar type production.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm going with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they're going to be dependent upon Barkley, but I think a lot of those, what they call dirty yards last year, those are going to go for 15, 20, 30 yards. You know what I'm saying? Because teams are going to be so geared to stop Darren Waller in this passing attack with Jalen Hyatt in the mix. Barkley's going to have, and Bookend says it right here, he's going to have a lot more real estate in front of him. And I think he can definitely get up, close to that, 1,400 yards rushing. But if you want to bring the rushing yards down a little bit, I understand that. But I think he's still going to have around 1,800 to 1,900 total yards, one way or the other.
I'm with you. I'm right there with you. I think he's going to have about 1,200 rushing, right? But with way less carries. I think this year we see the Barkley we all thought from Penn State. A Barkley that you can hand the ball to and get 30, 40 yards a play. So he'll have less carries, but he'll have more yards. So if you give him 15 carries a game, but he's getting big chunk plays out of those carries, and then you're utilizing him in the passing game as well, he can still hit those numbers. It'll just be more like 750 receiving and like 1,200 running.
I could
see
know
what
that.
I mean?
And you know what's crazy, Lou?
You know,
I'm giving them 1,600 yards total. I'm giving them 1,150 rushing and about 425, 450 receiving. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because Lou says something profound. We're not going to have to rush the ball as much to score points. So his rushes will be those chunk yardage plays because now teams can't load the box. Pause. They can't play too high safety. You can't do none of those things no more. So you have to game plan for saying, you know what? I'm just going to try to put a hat on a hat and hope it works out. And our speed vertically up the field does not allow you to do that. So now you might think about bracketing. Guess what? When you bracket, you take one defender out of zone coverage. And that soft zone pause, somebody going to be right there to eat. And that's what allows running backs to run wheel routes, seam routes, get in the flat. And that's why I think he's going to be balanced and even killed. But he's going to be able to attack defenses in a way where he still earns his contract. For him, less is going to be more.
Yeah. Hey, Miz, you had something to say because I had a question, but I want you to go before I ask my question. You got something to say?
No, just that I'm not thinking about stats. What I'm thinking is this. We got this kid Gray, who I think is going to be a damn good second running back. And I think that what they're going to do is they're going to mix it up this year. So they're going to take a load off of Barkley, somewhere around like week 2, week 3 through like week 12, 13. They're going to mix it up a lot. Plus, you're going to have the passing game this year. So his stats might be lower, but it'll be a much better thing in the long run because come late December, January, you're going to have a fresh Barkley. And that's when you'll be able to hit the league. I'm thinking about winning a championship. I give a fuck about 1,400 yards. And so when we've won championships, we've had 2, even 3 backs. We always mixed it up.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You had Otis Anderson and Hampton. You had Jacobs, Bradshaw, and Wood. And I think that they know that's what they got to get back to, especially in the Northeast, especially in the NFC East. I'm not saying you're going into the season saying, yo, we got to run the ball all over the league this year. That's not that type of league no more. But there will be games that take on a personality or character where you're going to have to pound the ball. Not every week, but there will be games like that. But
here's a hot take, Miz.
You mix it up, Barkley's fresher later in the year when it matters the most.
I think this year we see Barkley come back to his form. He's got a second year of health under him now without an injury. So his muscle twitch fiber and all that is back damn near 100%, if not 100%. I see this year Barkley juking, spinning, hurdling over people again. I think we're going to see that 2018 electrifying Barkley. And like Bookend said, when you have more real estate in front of him and more open space, that's just easier for him to make you miss. So, you give him them little quick passes coming out of the backfield, little wheel routes, little quick slants. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to be a problem. And I don't even care. Like Miz said about the stats, the hell with the stats. It's going to be a problem to beat the starters of the New York Football Giants this year.
And that's all.
What your team is.
That's all I really care about too. But Miz did mention something that that's probably going to come to fruition towards the end of the season, and that's Barkley having that game to where we turn around and hand that ball to Barkley. And it's like,
Mhm.
yo,
Win
it's
the
your
game.
game today. Because say the Eagles, Evan Neal just don't have it today against Hassan Reddick. We know if we try to go back here and throw this ball deep the way we've been doing, they're gonna get to DJ every time. But we know that their inside linebackers ain't what it is. And John Michael Smith is doing his thing down there with Jalen Carter and them boys.
Mhm.
So let's go down there. Let's hand this ball off to you. Let's see what we can do in this run game. 23 carries, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Go
Giants
earn
win the
that
game.
contract, son.
Yeah. Giants win the game 24-20. Some bullshit like that. Something like that. It is going to come down to a game like that. Maybe the 49ers too. Maybe the
Yeah, I
49ers in the playoffs. You know how it's normally the quarterback that usually, he takes the beating and everything. Maybe it comes to Saquon Barkley. We have to give the ball to him because Nick Bosa just signed a $34 million deal this year, and he's just out his mind right now. And they're getting pressure every time we get the ball off. Fred Warner's right there to hit one of our guys in the middle of the field. So let's see if we can get Fred Warner off his base. Let's hand the ball to the best running back in the game and see what you can do for us. So it may come down to that, man. If it does, he definitely deserves his money. Hopefully, it will be with the New York Giants because we do have a shrewd businessman at the GM, and we do have a
Yeah.
head coach that believes in the team, not just the player. Even though that
but
player is absolutely amazing.
to
So
your
Run it,
point,
baby.
Pat. To your point, Pat. I think this season the Giants, it's gonna be like game specific, even with the defense. Because just like we was talking about, Simmons. Not to kind of get off topic a little bit, but just like we was talking about Simmons, they could use McKinney, in a game. When we seen McKinney guard a guy like Christian McCaffrey. So you're gonna have these games where they're gonna be using Simmons, or you might have to use McKinney, and this is gonna be the same thing on offense. You're gonna have Barkley games. You're gonna have games where it's gonna be like Shep, Campbell, and Hodgins, eating in the middle. Then you're gonna have games where it's gonna be Hyatt and Slayton going down the field and Waller. So they have a team to where they can kind of like, and I know you brought this up before, they can kind of like, go against a team based on what that team's weaknesses, whether it's
mhm.
safeties, whether it's linebackers, whether it's your D line. We have weapons to kind of, match our strengths with your weaknesses, game by game, and that's the beauty of it.
I have a question for Pat before we hop out of here. How do you feel about the Giants defense now with the addition of Simmons? Because I remember you having a great respect for the 49ers linebacking core. How do you feel with Simmons and Okereke compared to that linebacking core? I'm very interested to hear the comparative on that. I'm not saying nobody's better. I'm just asking you, how do you feel about that formidable
I
core?
believe I believe San Francisco's linebacker core is still better, but not by that much. I still feel San Francisco's linebackers, they're very fast and they're very strong. What I mean by that is they can do anything you ask them to do. They can cover, they can blitz, they fill the hole correctly, pause. They do everything you need a linebacker to do. And they've been like that since they've had Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman out there doing their thing.
Yeah.
Um, right now we have to see, but I will say this: we are definitely faster. We probably have the fastest inside linebacker tandem in the league when it comes to Simmons and Bobby O. And McFadden is playing very fast as well. He's the wild card because if he could come in there and play that inside linebacker role the way it's supposed to be played, playing it like a faster versions of the Pokemon card, dude. He's playing just like him, but he's playing faster. And so we can let him go out there and cover a running back if we have to, and let Simmons go cover a slot receiver if he has to. We're a problem too. But right now, if the San Francisco, if you had to grade them, I got San Francisco at a 95, and I have the Giants right now at like a 90 or 89 right now. If I was
God
giving
damn it, Pat.
grades,
All right, that's fair.
Mhm.
You know how I feel about that. I said that's fair.
Yeah, I
But
mean, you have to be fair about it because we haven't
yeah,
seen them together for a full season. You
right.
already know what San
So
Francisco's about.
so can me, you, and the brothers on here revisit that question after 8 games?
Well, sure, we can revisit it after the first quarter of the season because they're
Okay.
gonna have to prove it. You got to play
Okay.
Dallas. You
Let's
got to play
revisit
San
it after the
Francisco.
San
Put that in
Francisco
the
game.
documents.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to play Dallas, the Cardinals, which ain't
San
nobody, but the
Francisco
San
and
Francisco and Seattle.
yeah.
We can
After those
revisit
4
it after the
games,
San Fran game.
Okay. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Remember, yo, make sure we got that on the calendar. I promise my brothers, Lord's willing, I will be in the building for that conversation. Yo, NYG, I want to thank you, brother, for allowing me to speak today, man, to have a voice and to be a
No
part of
doubt, bro.
what I love is my brotherhood and you guys, man. You know what I mean?
You coming to
Just
the block party, E?
yeah. I'm there.
You know,
For
I
sure.
know he gonna be there for the Jets Giants game. So yeah, he gonna
Yeah,
be
Yeah,
there.
I'm
for
gonna be there.
sure.
I'm gonna be there for the whole situation, brother. So we gonna toast, talk
Here's a
our
hot
shit,
take.
and I'm gonna interview you too, my brother, if that's okay with you.
That's the game where
Yes.
Karen Rodgers ends up with a purple arm like Brett Favre and ends up getting traded to Minnesota. That's the game. Giants gonna make him a purple people eater.
That's the game. I'm giving my predictions right now. That's the game where they prove that there's only one real number 8 for the New York
Facts.
sports teams.
Like
This
it.
Since
guy
your
right
sucker
here.
ass want to play sucker moves.
This guy right here, if you can see.
Hey, hey,
Yeah, we already know, man. And to your point, man,
that's funny.
that Sauce Gardner, man. I'm sure Jalen Hyatt is going to get him next time they play. Like, I'm interested to see like how that's going to go down because he had your boy Sauce. But definitely, man. Shout out to E, man. Appreciate you coming through, bro. You know what I'm saying? And go holla at E, man. Go check him out. Shakedown Media. Check him out on the Twitter Spaces with the Big Blue Knockout, man. They're doing good content over there as well, man. But yo, what about these sacks, man? I'm gonna do this last
Huh? Oh,
pause. But y'all crazy, man.
Oh man, that was a good pause, Pat. That was perfect.
Man. Right
What
on
about these
time.
sacks? Wait a minute, sir.
wait a
Pause.
minute. Oh,
Yo.
ooh.
But I got KT and Aziz, man, with double digits, man.
Yeah.
I think Dex gets around 7 or 8 ish. Leo about 5 or 6, man, and then the rest will probably come from safeties and defensive backs, man. Knowing Wink and his blitz scheme, man. But the Giants had what 40 something sacks pause last year. As a team, what number would you give put on that
58
as a
sacks.
team?
So yeah, somewhere in the 50s. And
50s.
only way that happens is if Aziz keeps his ass healthy.
Yes.
If Aziz stays healthy, I think our pass rush will be one of the best in the league, far as regular pass rush and blitzing. Yeah, but
Right, booking.
Aziz
Yeah,
has
the
to
pressures sacks are great. But
pause on the sacks are great too.
Pause.
Aziz has to keep himself healthy this year. Because with those 4 names right there, if they play a full season together, the sky's the limit.
Not the just for men for the sacks.
Right. But if those 4 men right there play together all year long, Miz might break a cabinet in his house right now. Things they might be able to do this year. Because that monster in Dexter, he's taking 2 people by himself every play. Pause. Leo too, when he's on his game, go ahead and line up one-on-one with Leo and see what happens to you. You're gonna get abused. Aziz Ojolari, When he's healthy, he's good for at least 1 sack a game.
Yeah.
He's proven that in his career. When he's healthy, he's getting to the quarterback at least once. And KT, I believe he's been hearing the rumblings. If we could talk about that before we get out of here. I believe Thibodeau has heard the bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's heard it. I think he's heard the Kayvon Thibodeau little jokes. Oh, he's a bust. Aiden Hutchinson's better. He's not a beast. He's not a lion, as Miz calls him. He's not a lion. He's not that dude. And I think he's been hearing that, man. Have you been seeing his interviews lately? Like he's been straight faced.
Yeah.
Normally he's like joking and shit. No, he's been
Yeah,
like
yeah,
straight
I did
face.
notice that. And Wink, I think Wink called him out a little bit. Behind the scenes, not in the media. And I think I think this dude is really motivated right now. I will say that.
And don't let the media fool you. That was not a call out. That was actually him telling him that you can be an absolute monster in this league from what I've seen you on this
Yeah, I
field.
know it wasn't like no like diss or nothing like that, but I mean, he pretty much like is like, okay, like get on your game, bro. We need you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that was Wink telling him to mark his territory.
Yeah,
I believe
he's
Wink.
challenging.
Yeah, I believe Wink looks at him as the best person on his defensive line besides Dex. Everybody knows what Dex is. Dex is Dex. But as far as his edge rushers and just importance of the defensive line, he's looking at Thibodeau like you're supposed to be that dude. Like when you walk on the field, people are supposed to be like, holy shit, how are we supposed to be blocking this guy today?
All right.
And I believe he gave him a compliment. It wasn't a calling him out. You can say if you call him out anyway, but that's like somebody that's really your friend, somebody that really, got real love for you. Be like, dude, you know that you're supposed to be that dude,
you
right?
could be better. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
challenging. That's what he did.
and like I said, I don't know if you guys have been watching his interviews. He's been like stone faced, like he's ready to hit somebody this year. Like it may be if those 4 men stay healthy, we have a top 10 defense, and that's at the very least. The very least.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be.
And now
This is what
Darian
he has
Beavers and
to
Jihad
demand.
Ward will be backing up Aziz and Thibodeau.
You're right.
Dexter's great, but Kayvon has got to be the closer. Somewhere in fourth quarters, he's got to come up with that strip sack like he did in Washington and against Baltimore. So that's what closers do, and it usually comes off the edge. And he's also maybe finally realizing, because I know he likes to joke around and be like in the limelight, but he better realize real fast that the New York media is a piece of shit. And that's what he's.
I think he's realized that already, Miz. I think he's realized. He knew what the media was about when he first came, but now he really sees what it's about and how quick they turn on you. And I'll say this. He wants Kayvon Thibodeau to play like he did that second Washington game, every game.
Yeah.
And I know he has the talent to do it. Like he was dominant in that game. He was the best player on the field in that Washington game. That second one. When we played him at night. Yeah, that was the second one. And when he got that strip sack fumble for a touchdown, he was the best player in that game. Hands down.
Oh, yeah.
And Wink saw that. He was like, okay, I got something. But for some reason, it wasn't like that every game. Maybe it was just rookie jitters or him just learning the game. But that's what Wink was basically telling him. I know you that dude. I've seen you do it.
And you seen how he played in that preseason game for those few series.
Yeah.
And he was among.
So, so if those 4 men play together, the sky's the limit for this defense because now we give our rookie corners less time to be out there guarding somebody, and they can use their length and their size and their ability pause to shut things down on the outside. Because if you only got to cover for 2 seconds, brother, you ain't got to do too much out there to be good. A la Richard Sherman when he was with the Seahawks. He didn't have to cover like that out there. even though he was still a great corner and is a Hall of Famer. But that helped him out a lot out there.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
He also
Yeah, bookends. He's
Iman
got to
also
do better in the running game. I do think that if he gets that down, if he's good setting that edge, you know what I'm saying? If he's been paying attention to Jahad Ward, yeah, it is sky's the limit because that is, one of the things that I wanted to see him get better at from last year. Was setting that edge, man, because we get with him and Aziz out there, I'm sure Bobby O and now Simmons is going to help that, but still, these guys got to, make sure that we can set that because ain't nobody running through the middle. Pause on Dex and Leo and them cats. It's going to be, they're going to try to get to the outside, and stretch out our DNs. So what do you think about that, Pat? As far as
Oh look,
Leo.
Miz was about to go and you cut Miz off.
I ain't mean to cut
it's
Miz
all
off.
right.
My fault. I just want to
I just want to say that
say that
Kayvon
real quick.
also a big part of it is he was a kid last year and he was a little bit undersized and he put on some size in the gym this off season, as I'm pretty sure everybody could see, and that's obviously big for an edge rusher. He's a little bit bigger, a little broader up top. That has to help. Listen, I'm gonna change my mind. That guy is gonna be a complete lion, and for a lot of years to come. And the very first time I had a dream about it last night, to be honest. I'm gonna see faster. The very first time that I see Simmons and Phibbs lined up on the same side on the edge, I'm gonna fucking be
Oh
inside,
man,
bro. I'm telling you right
yeah,
now.
that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, a real problem. And
You
then
might need
Aziz
some
is on the
counseling,
other
Miz, if
side.
you're dreaming
So
about
good
Giants
luck with
games.
that.
You might need some therapy, sir, if you're dreaming about Giants games, sir.
She said I need therapy.
She said it for him.
But we all do, because we're all here having the conversation.
Right.
Oh,
we
Yeah,
love
but
Miz.
that is gonna be pretty.
Imagine running an edge. Imagine running an edge stunt with those two on the right side or one side. Dude, that's like heaven for me, man. That's like a dream come true.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. But as far as them holding the edge, NYG,
No.
they both have to do. Him and Ojolari both have to get better at that. And the thing about it is, I've seen them both do it, so I know they can do it. It's just that they have to be consistent with it.
Consistent.
Like that, what he was doing against Washington in that game. If he can play like that every game, there's nothing you really gonna be able to do with us.
Let Mrs. Lady see that comment.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, that's why I put it up. Pause.
Look, she's painting. She's the man of the house, and I'm the football woman of the house.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah.
That was the boss.
This idiot, okay, most men dream of women in bikinis, naked girls, running backs, linemen.
Walking by nice big legs. Pause.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet you, bro. I swear to God.
Right.
Yo, man, it's gonna be epic, bro. It's gonna be epic, man. But all right, man. We go. This is almost 3 hours, man. I ain't even mean to have this long of a stream, man. But definitely good conversations, man. This is Giants Conversations. We do this every Sunday, man, throughout the NFL season and even in the off season, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? And then we head over to Big Pat Sports Talk, G Nation, and Classified 3F with Joe, as they call the football games for the Giants all season long. Keep it locked here, Big Blue Crew. Check out Mac, the Giants fan, with the aftermath. Check out Miz in the midday, man. So check out everybody, man. Links are in the description. This is the Big Blue Crew. You already know what it is, man. But last thoughts, final thoughts, man, before we get up out of here, man.
Just pray for a healthy season for the New York Giants, and Love all my brothers here. Can't wait to meet freaking Miz at the damn game, man. That shit's gonna be funny as hell. But other than that, man, damn good stream.
I'll call you later today, Lou. I gotta order a T-shirt from you. Like I promised.
I appreciate it, man. I got the gray ones and the white ones like this, and I got the white hoodie like this and gray hoodie like this. Then I got the black hoodie with the G Nation embroidered.
No hoodie, man. It's 100 degrees here. No hoodie.
No,
Florida.
We still live, so I'm telling people what's on there. You know.
Go ahead.
But no, man, I think we're gonna have a great year. I can't wait till the 29th of October. If you guys didn't know, make sure you get out there to the Big Blue Crew block party. It will be catered by Chef G's Elegant Flames out of Queens. We got majority of the Big Blue Crew Sports Network in attendance, and we will be going live. We will be interviewing people. So if you want to come out there, give your opinion, get on the camera, join the fam, come out there, get you some good food, help us make some good content, watch the Giants stomp the hell out of Kevin Rodgers and the Jets. And if you need a way to get out there, make sure you go to Go Travels. If you look up at the top left of the screen, there's a little logo there that says go2travels.com, gotravels.com. They can handle all your travel needs for all sporting events, boxing, football, UFC, basketball, hockey, soccer. It don't matter. Go to Go Travels, book your tickets, your flights, your hotels, your Airbnb, your car rentals, whatever the case may be. They got you. Totally professional, very affordable, and they don't send you to no sleazeball hole in the wall hotels. You know what I'm saying? So go check them out. Make your way down there to the New York Giants game, October 29th, Big Blue Crew Sports Entertainment Block Party. And go subscribe to everybody. Miz in the Midday, Big Pat Sports Talk, Classified 3F with Joe, Mac the Giants fan, NYG 22, Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports, Hit Squad Productions, Taj, Adam, Zion Zenner. Yep. I can't even name everybody. Make sure you check out the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
Like I said, everybody's link is in the description of the video. And we're gonna leave you with the outro as well, man. Yeah, can't wait to the 29th. Can't wait to meet all y'all, man.
Alex's brother is a Jets fan, so we'll have some Jet fan. Buko will be coming. He's a Jet fan, so.
Yup, his squad's bringing some Jets fans too, so it's gonna be a real Giants Jets event, man. So
my cousin is coming. Man. My cousin is coming with his best friend, who's a Jets fan. So it's gonna be Giants and Jets.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to get my brother to come too. He's a Jets fan, so yeah, we're gonna turn up, man. It's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna have some fun.
My cousin's nickname is Moose. So anybody who think they gonna start some shit, please don't. I have my own version of Tudo. His name is Moose.
Oh man, but yeah, man. Great stream, fellas, man.
I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all too. It is a lot of y'all to remember. Good Lord. I was trying
That's
to do
why
that
I put everybody's
like,
links in the description. And we got the intro, the outro, man. Thank Big Pat for that. Because it is a lot to keep
the best
up
damn
with.
sports crew on YouTube.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, man. But we're gonna leave y'all with the sponsor commercial and the Big Blue Crew outro, man, as I like to do on all my shows, man. So till next time, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. And we out.
Shadow Worlds Radio, a radio media outlet. The Read and Attack Show, Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Go Travels, the go-to for all your sporting events. Wise Consulting Solutions, the wise choice for a better future. The Big Blue Crew, the best damn sports network on YouTube.
This is a Big Blue Crew production.